What's happening, guys? Welcome to another eclectic edition of PWT Live Show. Yeah. My word, what a day. Whether there's 10 of you in here tonight, or 110 of you, or 210, or 310, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all so much. As you file in, make sure you hit that like button. What a crazy day. I know there's Collision on, which I'm sure a lot of people are tuning into that. Did I miss anything? Did anything happen in the news that yeah. So yeah, you know, WWE Hall of Famer Donald Trump no-selled something. We're gonna we're gonna get into that, obviously, as you can tell by the thumbnail. We're not gonna get ultra political, so don't worry, don't shy away from the show. We're just gonna call it. By God, we're gonna call it down the line. And yeah, guys, what a crazy day. If people are out for the summer, I understand. If you know, people are watching the news, I understand. If people are watching political commentary instead of your boy Phil, I understand. But I'm jumping on live regardless. And this is going to be a different type of show, kind of. Not different at all in any way. We're just going to dive in deep into Phil Mark's bookmarks. And I have like 100 saved up that I'm going to we're just going to shoot off. You know what I mean? We're just going to react to a bunch of stuff, play a bunch of flutes, react to this whole Donald Trump thing as you all file in. Guys, at Pro Wrestle Times, that's youtube.com/at Pro Wrestle Times. You will see that we are above 1,000. I think we're almost at like 1,100, or we're past. I don't remember, but thank you so much for that. And let's keep that going to 2,000. And then over on Pro Wrestle Clips, we're at like 3,800, 3,900, almost at 4,000. So you guys are the best. Round of applause. Round of applause for the Tribal Chief. Round of applause for them. If you want a membership, down below, the green, if you want a green thing on your name, you want that cool Meltzer badge. I see people in the comments popping for all the members as Meltzer badges, because if you're in like month 2 or 3 or whatever, you get Meltzer with the tongue out. So, and people are popping in the comments for those. So, yeah, make sure you become a member. Get your badges. It's 99 cents. You support the channel, and I can keep doing this and having fun with you guys. And I'm just trying to let some people file in, but we're just going to get going. I know it's a busy night. PWT not afraid to get in the, oh, come on now, Phil. It's not very fair. Yeah, so we're going to dive right into the stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to update you guys on what's been going on. So this is going to be like probably a shorter live stream. I'm not watching Collision. I got a million bookmarks. I got some bigger stories to cover. I'll watch Collision when I'm going to bed, you know, whenever. Okay. Tonight, and then tomorrow I'm going to hop on for an hour-long member stream, like either 30 minutes or an hour long. I know I've been kind of like so it's not going to be Thursdays. It's just going to be whenever I do them. Okay, the reason for that, and I have a wedding to go to next weekend as well, so I'm going to bring my microphone and everything to the hotel because I'm traveling again. And I completely forgot about this, guys. So if I can, I'll do something from the hotel or whatever, right? But next week I might have to live stream on like Friday or Thursday, or so I'll make up for it. Don't worry. But I just want to tell you guys what I got going on. I was on last call with Chris Connor. Go check that out. He just dropped that interview today. And then I had Ant Evans, former UFC PR. He designed the Hall of Fame. He designed Fight Pass. He worked with Scott D'Amore in TNA. He shoots hard on TNA. That's dropping tomorrow morning. And Chris Connor from Last Calls on my podcast as well. And it's a very MMA pro wrestling themed show.
What?
If you guys haven't yet, check out my interview with Rascals Myron Reed, which dropped the same day as the Rascals reunion on NXT. If you guys haven't yet, check out my hour-long interview with Matt Morgan. It was an hour and a half. He hung out with me longer than that. I edited it down.
What?
And shout out the Blueprint, man. What a class act. What a tremendous guest that was. And he's welcome. You guys might just see him. Like, I consider us buds, man. We text and shit. He might just pop up here randomly, and that's going to start happening more and more.
What?
And what I also did for you guys was I took the audio of that clip, because it's an hour and a half long. You can't even really consider it a clip, quote unquote. It was half the show, So I uploaded that as a Pro Wrestle Times, a PWT podcast special. If you're like a Spotify listener, you like to, listen, you haven't heard the interview yet, check it out on iTunes or Apple Music RSS feed. Link is down below. Make sure you guys get up in the Discord. Don't worry, we're diving into the film marks, bookmarks. And today I interviewed, I did 3 shows before this. So I did Alfred Konua. Him and I have a podcast dropping. So we did a show that's going to drop in like a few days. So I'm leaving you guys with a bunch of heat, okay, for when I'm gone this weekend, because you might miss a few. There's probably not going to be a member show next week, and I got a wedding. I'm out of town for like 2-3 days, okay? So, but I got heat dropping tomorrow. Ant Evans and Chris Conn. Fucking next week, Alfred Konua. Matt Morgan, of course, if you guys haven't, go back and listen to that. And then the week after, who I just interviewed today, TNA Knockout, current TNA Knockout and former WWE NXT UK superstar, Killer Kelly. I had a tremendous talk with her. I had so many whats. You guys are probably so mad at me. I haven't been looking at chat. Sorry. But yeah, I had Killer Kelly on today. We chopped it up just before I came live here. And just before I saw the video, literally, I got off with Kelly. I flick on Twitter, Donald Trump's no selling, and then and then I get the live setup. You know what I mean? And Killer Kelly's by far just one of the best interviews, one of the best convos ever. And she gives us a lot. She updates a lot. You know what I mean? She gives a lot there in the interview. So I'm so excited. Everybody I talked to, they've been so generous, and I'm feeling very blessed, guys, and it's all because of you motherfuckers. So that's why I spend so much time. Okay, there's 57 of you guys in here. I'm going to give you a round of applause, and we're going to get going.
Dummy, yeah.
I know you guys want the juice, and I'm tired as a motherfucker. I've been up all day interviewing people, and I just want to hang out now with you guys for a little bit and relax and laugh at some shit, and then go you know what I mean, relax tonight, maybe get some rest for a night here. Shaggy Phil 73 for $10 says enjoy the wedding, Phil. Number 1 Wrestle Pod and best chat in the biz. Yeah, where's the goddamn here we go, Rusty today. Yeah, dude, thank you, man. Thank you. You're a big part of that. So if you're in the chat, appreciate you very much. We're gonna dive into film marks, bookmarks, and thanks for the super chat. And I will enjoy the wedding. I haven't been to one in a minute. It's my girlfriend's cousins, or I should typical dude shit. I don't know what it is exactly, but it's gonna be a fun time, man. And I'm just gonna hang out at the bar and do my thing. So I'll tell you guys all about it when I get back. Thank you so much for that super chat. And then George Captor, oh my goodness, and both of you are getting air horns. I can't be outdone on the super chats. What? Can't be outdone on the super chats. What?
You what?
You're a sicko, George. I appreciate you. If the bidding war's begun, let it happen. And I promise you, I am not stressed by the deep sigh with the thank you so much for your contributions. You're a big part of this as well. And this is the type of shit that makes me able to keep doing this and get cool interviews. You know what I mean? As well, cooler and cooler interviews. And people are listening. So let your voices be heard. Put the flutes out there in the universe. People see them. I'm telling you, more than you guys know. And this is just like, we're just starting. You know what I mean? We're just starting here, guys. So we're not even 2 years deep. Like if you're here now, thank you so much. You're the best. And everybody in the chat is the absolute best. Thank you. Even if I don't read your thing, I see you. I'm going to try and put members stuff on the screens here too, but I'm just good shit, pal. Yeah. But I'm going to have to go through these bookmarks. It's crazy. Eat your heart out, George. These motherfuckers,
nope.
Dude. Oh my God.
It's great.
Here we go. We're playing some music. What are we doing here? What are we doing here today, guys? Oh my goodness. I don't even know. We're just gonna play the music out. You guys, you're making my goddamn jaw drop here. It's like, Jesus, I've already been having a great day, and you're just I've already got this gold mine. I've already got this gold mine of bookmark hot news to get into, and you guys are making it rain on me like a, like a Magic City on a Monday, or what's the old saying? Eat your heart out, George. Okay, everyone. Who's gonna make him eat his heart out? No. Here we go. Flutes in the chat. Oh my God, the game. Balls in your court. Jesus Christ. Good vibes. Yeah. You guys are going nuts here. So is this the game we're playing? More music then, I guess. I'm here. I promise. I ain't going nowhere, man. You guys are the fucking best. Round of applause for chat. You guys went nuts. You all can chill. Not All right, here we go. You guys just went nuts. You just spazzed out. Andre's going, wow. Yeah, bro. Yes, absolutely. I appreciate you guys. Fuck. Fuel's a bitch here in Canada. So how long are we? Minutes. I'm dropping F-bombs. So thanks. You guys, that's what your super chats did. You got this video demonetized. So there you go. No, I'm just joking. I'll always work that out. That's okay. Jesus Christ. Play that Jericho music. You guys want the Jericho music? Jesus. Oh my God. He sent $5, so I have to do it. So guys, basically Shaggy Filth, actually 73 here. He actually gave me the setup for this next segment. And this segment involves WWE Hall of Famer, former president, some say still president. Where's the X-Files on that one? Still president, some say. Depending who you ask. Okay. Somebody made an attempt on don't play the chair. Guys, I gotta get through the segment. What are we doing? What are we doing here? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Oh my God. You guys, what is it? Okay, here, listen. This is how we're settling it. Capture and George, you guys calm the fuck down for a second. Conan, yeah. Someone help. I'm dying Conan. Over here. I'm over here now dying. Tony. Hey, Tony. Great. Yeah, tell me about it. Jesus. Y'all are wilding tonight. Conan. So here, this is how we're gonna determine whether it gets played. Okay. And ultimately, I'm the judge, jury, and executioner, but we're going to do a poll in the chat. Okay. Do we play the Jericho singing video tonight? Face. Yes or no? Okay. So on Pro Wrestle Clips, you got to be for this poll. And go ahead, guys, vote as we get into this next. Vote with your heart too. Don't be a. And ultimately, I can. This is like a trial, right? This is a democracy, so I can ultimately be like, I'm usurping the decision here of the poll. But I do listen to you guys. You guys know that I always do it, right? So why people fucking hate me. I actually do. He gonna play. What? Oh man. Thank you guys so much. This is the best show in the world, man. I look forward to this so much. You guys have no idea. Oh man. Even if there were 5 of you guys, we're crushing it. It's the best time in the world. So former current WWE Hall of Famer, you can't take that away from him. Former President Donald Trump, some say still President Donald Trump, depending on who you ask. He's doing a speech in Pennsylvania, I believe. And I was interviewing Killer Kelly, and I finish the interview with Killer Kelly, and I flick on Twitter or X, and there's all over. Literally, you can't scroll down the feed, and all I follow is wrestling shit. You guys see here, I got bookmarked Russell Brand. I don't follow Russell Brand, okay? I don't think I follow Vote Biden out, okay? And we're not going to get political here, guys. And I don't want to see political arguments in the fucking chat. There's other channels live streaming right now dedicated to that. Go do that if that's what you want to do. We're just gonna laugh. It's fucking hilarious. Okay, not that I think an assassination attempt's hilarious. This is serious. And America, get your shit together. But I'm Canadian, bro, and I'm not saying like I don't care. It's not like America doesn't affect me, but it's just like I'm so not political as it is in Canada. And everyone's complaining here already. Okay, you go outside, there's stickers and flags everywhere. Fuck Trudeau, so, and please, YouTube, I'm not saying that. Don't go demonetization cast, bidding war in the chat. No, but don't like I'm just saying what it is over here. So I can't like spend all my time worrying about fucking Drumpf and Byron or just kidding. I'm being an asshole, but I flick on Twitter. I keep saying flick on. I don't know why. It's just the vernacular I choose to use moving forward now, I guess, after such a long day. And is this not a video? Yeah, it is. So we're going to play these videos because Fox News, so they can't pull me down for it, right? I believe not. Hopefully that's the case. And maybe I'll play it in just a small box so we don't get demonetized. And yeah, I want your guys' I don't know. It's a former WWE Hall of Famer, so we have to give it its due. And we have to give commentary on it. And he no-sold this shit. Like, for real. The man no-sold it. So I'm not saying whatever. Dude, I was watching the debate. I'll just tell y'all like my perspective, right? Like a dude who can't vote. Biden is fucking just a senile dude. And everyone's like, this guy's a criminal. But like the way I see it, bro, from my outsider's perspective looking in, they've both done a bunch of very sketchy shit. So who's to say I don't trust like any high level politician personally. Okay. Like personally, that's just me, dude. Like I'm just being honest about that. So I mean, that's me. So fucking you guys go ahead and pick who you want. I don't care. But that all aside, let's play this video. This is crazy. It's a former WWE Hall of Famer, not former, current and former president. And let's see what goes down. In my opinion, this is going to make him win the election, because everyone's going to be like, oh my God, they tried to take him out like JFK. That's going to be what they rally behind. And people are saying it's staged already. I mean, we're going to break the X-Files out a bunch tonight, guys. Trump is now 50 Cent. Yeah, dude. Oh my God. I wish I wouldn't get demonetized. Many men wish death upon me. Blood in my eyes, talking I can't see. I'm trying. People trying to take my life away. Oh my God, man. It's hilarious. I truly feel like if he wasn't already like immortalized for just like his business ventures and then becoming like such a controversial president, this just did it. He's next level. Like they just, you know what I mean? Y'all just put Trump like God mode. So whoever did this. So some people are saying it's staged. I mean, I don't even want to listen. You guys know I make the jokes like, listen, there's conspiracies that fucking are real for sure. God, this is the demonetization cast right here tonight, guys. Right? There's stuff that conspiracies, quote unquote, that like aren't really, they're actually things that are going down or went down or whatever. The staging some shit like that, I mean, I don't know what that would entail. People are saying he did the blade job under the table like Punk at All In. We're about to see. So let's break it down. Y'all tell me. When I first saw it, I thought he actually got hit, but then these other videos have come out of him being dragged away. And so I just said he got grazed. And some people are like, it's a BB or an airsoft gun. I don't know about that. I think he got grazed for sure. I don't know if like people are good enough actors to fake this good. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Everything's a work, brother. Everything's a shoot, work, shoot, work. And yeah, let's watch this.
Take a look at what happened.
So like this is a rank video. YouTube, I'm so I don't know what I'm allowed to play here, but yeah, we'll just keep going. I'm gonna pause it a couple times. I don't want to get flagged for anything weird. I don't know what the I don't get ever political ever, so I don't know what the parameters are on an assassination attempt of the president, of the former president. I don't know what the YouTube guidelines are on that one. So here we go. What are we doing? I'm running the fuck out of there. I don't know. Like, what is this lady with her head down looking up at the camera with this poster over her head? What the fuck's that supposed to do? I think that's weird. Do you stay put or do you get out of there, chat? I don't know. I don't know. That's crazy. Dude, politics and hot babies. Sorry. Yeah, I'm yeah. No, Trump is, it's not political. He's a WWE. If he was not in WWE at any point, I would just go, man, you guys see that shit's crazy. Let's just talk about wrestling tonight. And then I would just focus on that. But he's a Hall of Famer. It's like if this was Jesse Ventura, we'd be talking about, you know what I mean?
Move it there. Hold. When you're ready. On you. Ready. Move. Up. Move. Go. Hawkeye's here. Hawkeye's here. Move it to the stand. Get ready. We ready?
All the different variations. The MAGA hat, different color MAGA hats have become like the you know, those different colored wristbands to support. What does South Park call them again? I forget. Where they do that episode where it's like the different rubber bands that everyone was wearing. Do you guys remember that phase for a while? It's like all the different Trump ones. Like there's a black one for the black dudes. There's like a pink one for the ladies. There's like this blue one. This lady's like, yeah, we're Democrats for Trump or something. Whatever it is. I don't know, guys.
Are we good? Shooters down. Are we good to move?
Shooters down, good to move. Damn. So these guys were on it.
We're clear. We're clear. Let me get my shoes. I got you, sir. Let me get my shoes, sir. Hold on, your head.
Wait. So, or I don't even want to get into all that, but chat, just a yes or no. Don't get into details. Just, was the guy who did this, did he make it out? Is he alive going to prison or is he cooked? You guys get what I'm saying? The guy who fired the shots, right? I'm watching my language too, man. This is touchy stuff for YouTube, I'm telling you. So let me know. Like, is he alive or not? He's done. Okay, thank you. That's good. I got the answer. Thank you, guys. Thank you. And then so Trump gets up, he's like, let me get my shoes. Quick, Tony, I need my shoes. They're huge. You know what they say about big feet, right? Huge. I'm telling you. I know they're ginormous. Just pass them over here. Piece of my ear fell off. Okay, guys, I gotta fucking, let's go here.
Let me get my shoes. I got you, sir.
Shoes. I'd be like, get me the fuck out of here. Let me get my shoes quick, please. They're my favorite ones.
Let me get my shoes, sir. Hold on, your head is bloody. So we gotta move to the bus.
It's where I put my batteries, in these shoes. My battery pack is down there.
Watch out.
I mean, say what you will. Like, I don't care you hit, but like, that's fucking gangster to like stand up and be like, boom, fist in the air. I just got shot in the ear, bro. Like, let's go. But where's like the ricochet? And I'm not like a gun expert. I don't know. I'm not like in the military. I don't know how, because like if that shit grazed his ear, like when the people behind him be getting hit with ricochet and bullets and stuff. I don't know. A bunch of shots went off. I don't know. People said he did the blade job under the podium. I mean, is that true? That could be true. Who knows? But that's pretty tight, like, to stand up. If this were a movie, well, they're going to make a movie about this one day for sure. And I don't know, like, actions aside, right? Like, I can put over Benoit's WrestleMania 20 performance without condoning other things, right? If you get triggered by these sorts of things, I'm just saying there's a badass, this is like a moment out of a movie. You know what I mean? He's like, fuck it. Like, dude just got shot. Like, goddamn. This shirt, mean tweets 2024. that is the most American shit ever. The president gets shot, power to the people, and then walks off. That's the most American shit ever. Jesus Christ, man. I don't know, dude. That's crazy that in 2024 this is even a thing. Whether you believe, oh, it's a psyop or whatever, I don't even want to get into all that because I don't got time for all that. Listen to me. This is crazy that in 2024 this happening in like America, dude. It's so crazy. It's insane, actually. And I don't know. We could speculate why. That's not why I'm here. But yeah. So he goes down. He no-sold that shot, though, dude. He no-sold that. Like, how ridiculous is it that he no-sold a gun shot? Like, how many people could do that? Do you know what I mean, man? Jeepers creepers. So insane. And then Russell Brand says, holy shit, Donald Trump just got shot. And here we go. All right, that's just what we just watched. Yeah, so they cart him off. There was a video underneath where, yeah, they got the shooter. He's being carried out, but I didn't know. Like,
let me grab my shoes as they.
Yeah, that's ugly. That's not good. Okay, so let me look at the poll in the chat here. 57% of you guys say no. Okay, so the chat says no. We ended that, but I do have a we actually have a senior correspondent who was actually there at the rally and at this rally, and he's got something to say.
I look and see it's not just me. So many others have stood where I stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. They call us problem child. We spent our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. Let me get wild. Yay!
Yeah, so thank you, Chris Jericho, for that insight on the God, I'm a piece of shit, dude. Oh my God. Okay, we're gonna go to the bottom and work our way up. I know you guys see Sean Ross Sapp called you out, Phil. Yeah, he did. Well, he didn't really, but it's a more salacious title. Speaking of Jericho, as well as my transition, guys, I hope that was good. That was the best I could do, that coverage of the Trump thing. Okay, I tried to make it a joke. I tried to make it funny. I told you, he said, yeah.
Dummy, yeah.
Poll can't stop me. Plenty of new. He knows me too well. Trump has been Teflon, and for $10, my word, dude. Yeah, we got completely, I bet, demonetized that whole first 30 minutes. Trump has been Teflon, and now he's a Teflon superhero. He's also most likely the next president. God save us all. Dude, yeah, they just idolized him, immortalized him, made they're gonna be like, he's like JFK, and remember what JFK did? JFK tried to pull back the curtain on the secret societies and warn everyone of this, and they took him out, and he's the new. That's what it is. Yeah, I'm sorry it happened. If you guys don't like him, I'm not telling you who to vote for or who I don't give a shit. What I'm telling you is that that's the truth. You just wrote it. God save us all, because the fact is, you guys got to choose between Trump and Biden in the first place. So that's a whole fucking mess that I'm not gonna sit here and break down, but you guys figure that out. You know what I'm praying for y'all. Y'all are I love America, love it. Okay, and yeah, I don't want to see it go anywhere. So let's get it together here, folks. What's going on? You know what I mean? This is like, This is crazy. It's like movies are made about shit like this, and it's happening in 2024. You'd think we are a little more civilized, for Christ's sakes, you know. But anyways, Jimmy B, that's it. I'm subscribing to Wrestle Talk. Support Wrestle Talk. Yeah, well, you can have fun, but you'll be back. I already know you'll be back. I give you like 2 weeks max, and you'll be back here with the degenerates. Phil Marks, bookmarks. Yeah, we're in there, George. You guys are the Manchurian Candidate. I can't wait. I can't wait to hear Jesse the Body Ventura's take on what happened here tonight, tonight, whenever it happened. Don't worry. Thanks for having me. Sorry, Killer Kelly messaged me back here, and I am going to. Some people might pop in. I threw the link out. You guys never know who might pop in, but nothing promised. Okay, so you're just hanging out with me. Wrestling time. Yes, exactly. Yes. If we weren't wrestling already with who we're gonna vote for, no, I'm just joking. I'm kidding. Gotta make light of it, dude. Okay, transitioning off of Jericho. How many likes do we got here? You know, I'm a pig for the likes. I'm gonna ask for them. We're at 44. There's 90 of you guys. Get to at least 50. Could 80 of you guys, like 8 of you like that? That'd be awesome. As a Canadian, this is the scariest thing that shouldn't directly affect me. Yeah, exactly, Jamie Earhart. And glad to see you're back, buddy. I took care of whatever was going on there. I don't know what happened. It was probably just me. StreamYard was glitching out too at the end of the Kelly interview. Luckily it wasn't ruined or anything, but it started freezing up, and it was freezing when I was on with Chris Connors as well. Make sure you check out my interview with Chris Connors as well. Last Call podcast. That was really, really cool. But yeah, so let's move along. I got like 1 million bookmarks we're going to fire through. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, did I just open my fucking DMs? I just did. That's okay. There's nothing in there. Editing Phil, except for we're live. Okay, so do you believe professional wrestling can be induced in the Olympics? Chris Jericho advocating for pro wrestling inclusion in the Olympics. Well, they're getting rid of boxing, so I don't see pro wrestling ever. Yeah, 69 likes at least for Avril fan. She and it's true, Angry Magma, but yeah, let's move on. Like, what affects Canada affects fucking America. What affects America affects it, for sure. You know what I mean? But it's like, I can't worry about it. Guys, yeah, you guys can go back, see what I just leaked in my DMs, and if you want to, but it's nothing really. But anyway, so they're getting rid of boxing. So I was talking about this with Chris Connor. That's why I brought up the Last Call pod again. And they're not getting rid of Taekwondo, I guess, because there's no like politics in it. And Jesus Christ. Andre Adams for $10 to lighten the mood. Dalton Castle is going one-on-one with Roddy's mustache. Are you watching Collision, dude? I don't even have it on. I suppose, yeah, I'll throw it on while I'm sitting here with you guys, but I might not sit through the whole shebang with you. You know, I already spent a lot of time on that Trump stuff, but I don't know. I'm hanging out tonight, so fuck it. You know, we'll go long, whatever. And then quickly, I'm going to look like what I just don't want to see, like, spoil any interviews I got coming up. No, yeah, okay, I didn't. Okay. You guys know of all the people that were exposed in my DMs, so we're all good. I just didn't want those getting out. I like to, you know, give you the sizzle to the steak. We got some other good ones coming, you know what I mean? So anyways, though, and thank you so much for the super chat. And yeah, dude, I don't know. I was just kind of, I had such a busy day, and I was like, do I want to throw on Collision and really give this my full attention tonight? I was like, I just would rather get through my bookmarks and talk to Chad and talk about this funny stuff. And we'll leave like Drumpf on the side, I guess. You know what I mean? In case anyone's scrolling through, they can see what we're doing. And thank you, Andre Adams. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate everyone in the chat. To quote South Park, sir, you take your gay porn and corn. God damn it. Demonetization cast already, dude. And walk right out of this bar. Yeah, dude, South Park is the greatest show of all time. Absolutely. I've seen every episode more than once, every special more than once. One of my all-time favorites. Yeah, I'm working on something for the Discord with that too, where I want to see if I'm watching UFC as well. Yeah, that's what I'm more interested in. Anyways, though, Mid-Atlantic on Peacock, that's insane. Okay, but yeah, we're not trying to. This isn't the offensive cast. This is the all friends wrestling cast. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, they're getting rid of boxing in the Olympics. This is a nothing story. We're gonna move on from who gives a shit. Pro wrestling's not going in the Olympics. So, Tiffany Stratton. So, guys, we addressed it multiple times. Tiffany Stratton listens to PWT Confirmed. No, I'm just joking. But she responded to the whole Jade Cargill thing. This guy asks her right here. I'm going to play you guys this clip. She said exactly what I said. Like, she just reposted some shit, didn't hear the sound. If you guys don't remember, she punched Jade Cargill and somebody like put a TikTok sound to it where it's like you black whatever, I don't want to fucking even say it. We're already demonetized tonight. So and she quickly deleted it. She didn't hear the sound. She answers it right here. So from the horse's mouth herself, this gorgeous, beautiful stallion's mouth, right here. Thirstcast, hello.
You have the unlimited budget. What's the perfect Tiffany Stratton WrestleMania entrance in Las Vegas?
Entrance. Ooh, I think I've always wanted to come out in like a pink Barbie car, like a pink Porsche or a pink Corvette. I don't know. And I feel like maybe I'll get like Lady Gaga or somebody to sing my entrance song. I don't know. I haven't really thought that far, but I definitely think a pink car.
Gaga does have the residency, so I love it. And you talk about fashion. Have we confirmed, first off?
Okay, sorry, I forgot about those questions.
I'm gonna ask you, when you get called up and you get called up, right? You're in the WWE. The audience seems to love you all across the world, by the way. What's that one moment of like, oh, I'm in the big leagues now?
I feel like every time I do my entrance, it's definitely like a moment where I'm like, whoa, there's a lot of people here. I wasn't really used to that in NXT. So definitely coming out of Gorilla.
Shout out Adrian Radio. Here we go. Yeah, he asked her real quick. I appreciate him doing this too, and he does it. This is how you do it. You don't like, trust me. This is how you get it. The real answers out of people. You just be cool. Like
okay, this is
don't present it like a gotcha.
It's insane.
And then my last question, if you don't feel comfortable asking, you don't have to answer. There was a post that you made on your IG story. Was it a situation where you didn't know what the audio was saying and you were just like, click, repost, or what happened there?
Yep, it was an honest mistake. I didn't hear the audio, and I had it up for maybe 20 seconds, and I deleted it instantly as soon as I heard the audio. It was an honest mistake.
And the internet, they screenshot and it lives forever. But Tiffany, thank you for answering, and thank you so much for the time.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now, I will say he shouldn't have did that right at the end, but also you don't want to fuck up the interview. I get that, firsthand. Jamie Earhart, the Bruiser, going down well tonight. Oh, I'm actually drinking soda water tonight and coffee. This is great. Thank you so much for that. And yeah, I maybe grab a cold one, bro. I don't fucking know. You guys tempt me. You guys are the devil. Yeah, so shout out Tiffy. Love her to death. We'll hit that bookmark there. Okay. AEW has changed the entire. So this is a quote I just found funny. AEW is from Zack Sabre Jr. AEW has changed the entire industry because to be able to have large-scale American company that completely respects pro wrestling did not exist before. And then here's Zack Sabre Jr. wrestling in the WWE. And yeah, so it's just kind of funny, Like, you say that, but you can't tell me TNA or these other places didn't respect American wrestling. So here's one from Wrestle Talk. Michael Cole claims WWE and Triple H had to talk to Canadian authorities to get Jacob Fatu into the country for Money in the Bank. So as a Canadian, I can tell you guys, if you get like a DUI, if you get like a gun charge, if you do any type of like violent crime and shit, you can't leave here and you can't come here. You know what I'm saying? We're very strict about that stuff. So especially from Americans as well. That's like a big thing, is like us going to America or Americans coming up north. So this is 100% accurate, obviously. And I love that they're leaning into it. And I reviewed SmackDown with Alfred Konua. So I won't wait a long time to drop that. I'll drop it like after Raw, but like before SmackDown next week. You know what I mean? And so like Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll drop it. And yeah, man, I could not blow this Jacob Fatu fucking what he did to DIY on SmackDown. I watched that segment like 15 times. Okay. His, oh man, just incredible. I don't know, dude. He jumped like 70% across the ring on a moonsault, like doing. You guys have seen the highlights, but he's in better shape and he's an even freakier athlete than we all thought. You know what I mean? Now he's bodied up in like in his WWE mode, and he's the big times. He and just the vicious beatdown of Ciampa and Gargano. Go watch that if you haven't. And it seems like the Bloodline are probably going to scoop up those tag belts. So moving along here. Well, actually, there's been a lot of jokes running around about Jey Uso and Jey getting into the country of Canada because he has like a DUI, and DUIs you can't get into Canada. You know what I'm saying? I understand that the WWE, including Triple H, actually had to get involved with Canadian authorities to actually allow Jacob to get into the country for this match tonight. This is how dangerous this man is considered, not only by WWE, but outsiders as well. And I love that they're like working that into storyline. Do you know what I mean? I love it so much. You think the Tongans are going to be new tag champs? Yeah. Now, for Jimmy B for $2, I'll give you a Conan. I don't know if they're going to give the belts to GODs or Jacob and Tamatonga. That's what I don't know. It seems like by Jacob attacking them, it'll be him. And I was talking about this with Alfred. Like, I don't know what is going on with Tonga Loa. We're obviously going to get GODs versus Usos. Like, there's no way that doesn't happen. But I don't know if he has like an injury that is just not disclosing or something. You know, it could just be something as simple as that. But yes, this new bloodline's going to get all the gold. And don't be shocked if Solo beats Cody at SummerSlam the exact same way Roman Reigns would use Solo to beat people all the time. Do not be shocked by that whatsoever. Storytelling, what a concept. Exactly, Jamie. You mean Botchaloa? Yeah, but listen, chill. Chill. I think, well, not chill. Call it the fuck out. But listen, they just plucked him out because they need him for this story. You know what I mean? They need him for this one. So from what I heard, he was like planning on not even wrestling anymore type shit. And then they plucked him out for this. So, and maybe I'm wrong on that, but that's what, like, I heard he was like getting ready to wrap things up basically in Japan. Like, it's, you know, he's going home or whatever type thing. So, and then they called him in. He's probably making the best money of his life. So, you know, let's give him a shot here. It's not an excuse because he's getting money, but you know, give him a chance here. You know, he's not acclimating as quickly, and you think he would because he was Camacho before. Anyways, though, guys, it's time for one of the many Dave Meltzer dumb moments of the week. Let's get flutes in the chat, guys. Whenever you see Dave on my screen or Meltzer said what, I want to see flutes. We're just going to pop off with a few of them. Whenever you think, and this guy's been DMing me everything, so that's where like these weird obscure ones come from here. Whenever you think no progress has been made over various social issues, just remember that we're only a decade removed from the ridiculously fit 2013 Nikki Bella being labeled as the fat twin and shamed for drinking wine and having a muffin. So this isn't even really Dave, but this is just Meltzer said what, so he garnered a flute. And I guess, I thought Meltzer called her the fat twin, but they called the episode the fat twin and only a decade. I don't know, Meltzer said what, a decade's a long time ago. Yeah, that was an L for me to bookmark that one. Drain Bamager posted this MJF one, and this one's hilarious. So MJF says to Will Ospreay, the only ratings Ospreay cares about are from a guy named Meltzer. I'm a grown-ass man. The only ratings I care about are from a man named Nielsen. And the problem with that, MJF, is that fucking they're both not good. They're both not good for you guys. So what are we doing here, bruv? What the fuck are we doing here? So Jeepers. Sorry, guys. I'm getting notifications for stuff, and it's a live show. Bear with me. It's a long day. Here we go. Boom. Okay, sorry guys, just checking messages and stuff. We're continuing along. So I'm gonna play this without trying to get pulled here, but the video will play here and the noise will play over here, I guess. And yeah, we'll just play it here. He said
the only ratings Ospreay cares about are from a guy named Meltzer. I'm a grown-ass man. The only ratings I care about are from a man named Nielsen. So I got an idea, Will. How about we pop a number right here, right now?
I think there's like 2,500 people in attendance for this huge match they're putting on. And they hotshot booked it for a rating. And there's like, yeah, I think I saw it was like 23 tickets sold so far, and this was the mega main event that Andrew Zarian was trying to float out there. This was it, guys, the mega main event. And I don't know, man. This was a Wembley match. If you couldn't do Adam Cole, why not Ospreay and MJF? I don't know. It's disappointing. And then, so you guys probably saw in the thumbnail, Marco Stunt is back. Chat, Marco Stunt. Let's go.
We have not seen Marco Stunt since 20.
See, Shivani, we haven't seen him since 20. Hell, I don't even know when's the last time we saw Marco Stunt. So Marco fucking Stunt comes back? Oh my God, like now when everyone's I gotta smoke in Minecraft. Marco Stunt, bro. I just don't I don't know anymore. This literally might be the killer for me. Like, just like look at his spots here. We'll play it on the screen if you guys are watching. I don't want to get pulled, so I'm not. Oh, kills. Oh, what the throw to the buckle. And this is a good finish if Perry could do this like to everybody. But he can't. He can only do it to Marco. You know? I don't know, dude. And then people going like, oh, I'm crying. It's like, man, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, Denisha, our one of our mods. Thank you so much. I'm gonna give you a Natty re-signed to WWE. Yeah, and she's gonna go do like a lap in TNA to cool her off and then bring her back. She'll be inducted into the Hall of Fame as well, no doubt. I talked about this with Alfred Konuwa. Again, I'll drop that shit next week. And basically, I mean, I covered it with him. We went over, there's screen grabs of a bunch of these like fucking sicko accounts, and they're like, oh, great, I can pretend, I can stop pretending to like Natty now. Word, I can stop pretending that Natty and AEW would be cool and stuff. So, you know, I just hate when wrestlers get hate like that. Just so unwarranted. It drums up so much bullshit. And yeah, I'm very, very happy for her. Her and TJ Wilson will never leave WWE, man. Never, never, ever. But yeah, Marco Stunt, dude. The face. The mascot, if you will. Meltzer said, what? Oh my God, is it time for another flute? What the fuck? So, challenge. Meltzer said, what? Says you have to get one WWE story right in 2024 before you open your mouth about WWE again, and tags Meltzer. And Dave Meltzer says main event of Rhodes and Owens and Orton versus Solo and Jacob and Tonga ends the show. Long breaks between matches, 4 matches, none lasting 17, and it'll be about 2 hours and 40 minutes into the show before match 5 starts. Wrong. Wrong about everything, Dave. So he was either told bullshit or he made the bullshit.
Liar! Tell us what you know, you goddamn liar!
So yeah, and he was wrong. He was even wrong about the lineup. It was or no, he was right. Right? It was Solo, Jacob, and Tama Tonga, correct? Yeah, so I guess he was right, but his first prediction I don't think was right about that. But either way, it doesn't matter. He holds the L. And then, yeah, it's the main event has Damian Priest defending the world title against Seth Rollins. If Priest wins, Rollins can never challenge for the title as long as Priest remains champion. If Rollins wins, Priest has to. So he reported that this was going to be the main event first as well. So newsletter reports Meltzer stating Priest versus Rollins is the main event of Money in the Bank. And then he can go, well, no, actually, like, Tony Khan. He can be like, Brian. And it's like, he fucking, you know what I mean? He can just be like, well, no, it's one of the main events because oh my God, in the chat. Oh my goodness. What the heck? Oh my God. My word, Duran Lucian comes in. Oh my God, George and Shaggy were, you guys, man, going through it right now.
Emotional damage.
Jeepers, for a fucking Billy, bro. Like, what the hell? Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Jeepers, creepers. Thank you so much. Trump no-selling that bullet deserves a hundo. It was shit, bro. Give it to his campaign. What do you... What did I do? I just made jokes about it, man. It's wild that this happened. It truly is wild, dude. Can't wait for Cornette to say he wished the shooter didn't miss. Yeah. Yeah. And go on an hour ranting about how crappy Trump is as a human being. Listen, I'm super down with whatever Cornette wants to say about it. I just hope to God he doesn't dabble in the, like, it was staged conspiracy talk. I just, that's where I go, fuck, man, can we just take things for what it is in 2024 once in a while, man? You know, can we just like look at things and just like react to them and not have to fucking, you know, unravel things so much? But I guess I spend a lot of time unraveling shit on this show too. So who am I? I'm just a dummy. Don't listen to me. But thank you so much for your support. Again, maybe Trump's hospital, but well, he's rich. He'll write the shit off. We already know that. He'll figure out a way where the, you know what I'm saying? But you know, Jesus, you just made, this has been an amazing day, and you just made it even better, and the chat's been killing it. All of you guys have been killing it. But Duran Lucian, thank you so much. And exactly, you know, like, you don't have to like the guy to say that shit was pretty fucking epic. Coming out from under the table like Punk at All In, fucking bloody on the urine. He said, "Where's my shoes?" Like, that's the funniest. I mean, in 10 years, if I don't see people making fun of that on sketch comedy shows, I mean, I don't know. I don't even know where the world will be. That was one of the funniest things objectively, like, not the situation at hand, but that was insane. And thank you so much, my friend. Everyone, chat, round of applause for Duran Lucian. And like that shit in the chat as well. That was absolutely Denisha, yeah, no, Denisha, chill. Yeah, they're just joking. They're just twisting titties, okay? We're cool. We're cool. They're just talking about chats and being outbid. They're joking. Everyone's joking. This is a great cast. We're not getting everyone's cool. Denisha's cool. Applaud. Thank you so much. Everybody applaud. Yeah, you have to respect that shit. It was insane. You know what I mean? But here, moving along with the graphs. Yeah, you have to respect, and it will live in infamy. Like, there's going to be t-shirts. People are already printing fucking hats with that on it. You know what I mean? And yeah. So yeah, Meltzer gets destroyed. We're blowing a lot of flutes tonight here. I'll give you guys another flute to lighten up the mood as well. Yeah, here we go. What's going on? I'll no longer use. Yeah, don't worry. Yeah. Just don't be the cursing is touchy, you know, especially on whatever. You guys got it. We're all good. Thank you all so much. Denisha, thank you so much. Being strict in there. Okay. That's why you got the position. And we're all good moving forward. And I'm going to play another flute. And honestly, guys, it's because YouTube's uptight. It's really not. Don't put that on Day or anybody. You know what I mean? It's the truth. It's the God's honest truth. But anyways, okay, guys. We've all had fun for the past 2 years arguing about ratings, viewers versus demos. Here, once and for all, is the irrefutable proof that Dave dismissing Raw being number 1, 2, 3 on cable by demo because he was looking at ratings by total viewers pre-AEW. So Meltzer says, what does the Lord's work? And brings up a couple of clips in contrast here. So, Dave admits it. He let's hear it from his own little chicken lips, if you will.
The ratings aren't a good sign. I mean, there's no way to spin that at all.
Actually, there is, because I heard it all day today.
Oh, come on.
They're still number 1 on cable. 1, 2, and 3.
Wait, what the fuck? Guys, I don't even know.
You what?
You're sick. You guys are sick.
This is great.
Yeah, not a bump. I don't know why I hit that one, but I was just hitting random. I was spamming the fucking board. Thank you. Okay, that's why I gave you the music first, bro. Come on now, let's hear it. Dude, I don't even know. You get a fucking abruv and you get an air horn, dude. Ridiculous. You guys are ridiculous. I only speak in hundreds. Meltzer tongue. Gotta say, I hope we get at least one more match between Orton and Cena. Oh, that's happening, dude. Orton teasing that little with Cody Rhodes on SmackDown. He's like, yeah, like when the bloodlines got on your ass, I'll have your back. And when the bloodline's gone, everyone's going to be gunning for that belt, and I'll have your back too. But you know what that means with Randy. So we're getting heel turn Randy for sure. One more run, or maybe, I don't know, who knows, but we're getting Cody Orton, and we're going to get fucking Cena Orton one more time for the history books. Seeing those two go at it was like Peyton versus Brady in the NFL. Yeah. And you know what? We didn't appreciate it at the time. We were hating. It's like Roman's reign now. Everybody's hating and shit, or even Cody. There's people like, oh, the Cody crybabies, he's weak. And it's like, he's such a draw. And like, you're hating on the greatness as it's happening right in front of us at the fucking time. You know what I mean? And Orton, Cena, I hated it at the time, but I look, because at times I was like, dude, there's too much Orton Cena. I told that to Matt Morgan, and he agreed. And it's like, but now when you look back, it's like, dude, we were watching like Jordan and LeBron go at, or like Kobe and LeBron go at it. Maybe that's a better one. You've seen it a bunch of times, but when it's gone, you miss it. Yeah, exactly. Also, R.I.P. Richard Simmons. Yes, R.I.P. Richard Simmons. Getting people in shape. I don't know. I wonder if he had an affinity for the Graps. I'm not sure, but Duran Lucian, dude, I appreciate you very, very much. This support is just uncanny is the word I'll use to describe it. Unbelievable. An hour into this live show, and I appreciate you so much, chat. Once again, Jamie, I can't afford this crap. Jamie, for $5, it's not a competition. You guys, it's not a competition, but I appreciate you both so much. And Jamie, I appreciate you. Chat, round of applause for Duran. I want to get it right. Duran Lucian. And of course, Jamie Earhart, who we appreciate tremendously as well. Round of applause for them in the chat. Thank you so much. My word. It ain't a competition, guys, okay? It ain't a competition. We're doing the damn thing. What's up, everybody? Not awful. You're great. Wow, see what treasures can be had when I'm not on. Yeah, it's awful. Why aren't you on? That's why aren't you on, bro? Anyways, so yeah, here's the horse that we were talking about Dave's chicken lips before I just got flabbergasted with your guys' fucking epicness, man. Chat stays undefeated here. PWT Universe undefeated. We're over. We're white hot, guys. We're white hot right now, dude. I'm telling you. So let's go. So yeah, here's Dave just lying through his teeth, his little chiclet teeth, and he's yeah, he's gonna, this shit's all biting him on the ass now, and that's why they're raising the price of subscriptions.
3.
No, they weren't. They were Raw was, let me look. Raw was pretty high. I think Raw was in the top 3. Raw.
Phil, it is in fact a competition. Okay, well, if you guys say so, I guess, you know. I won't argue. I won't argue whatsoever. I just appreciate you all so much. And shout out Plinian, dude. Hopefully you're not stressed out with any homeworks or anything like that. And hope you're having a good evening, good weekend. And yeah, let's listen. Let's get through Dave, guys. Okay. Cause I got way more. I got so many bookmarks. And guess what? We're hanging out for even longer tonight now. Cause you motherfuckers make me feel real good. And yeah, dude, I just this has been a blast, honestly, after a long week. I really needed to just get through these bookmarks, dude. I had so many. Dude, holy shit. Wait a minute. This was bookmarked October 19th. That's my birthday. And this was bookmarked on that day. 2020 is when Meltzer Said What put this out. He directly sent this to me, too. That's why I got all these obscure Meltzer Said What ones. We have a pipeline to the GOAT. Okay, but let's continue here, okay? He wanted me to play this on the show, so let's get through
this. It's the Raw after WrestleMania, by the way. It should be number 1. But it was, I don't have the number, do I? I think Raw was
chicken brained. Jimmy B, chicken brained, chicken little, you know what I'm saying?
Was 3rd. SmackDown was 7th. So yeah.
Where did I see that? Cable ratings.
Holy shit, these guys suck. You think you'd have it like bookmarked in Phil Mark's bookmarks ready for your show. Like, come on now. What are these amateurs doing here? Let's keep going, man. Let's keep going. So this is at SR paragraph. So Julian Weeks screen grabbed this, and they're responding to Fightful. So Ethan Page, I went from somewhere that was so chaotic and unorganized to a place that is a machine. This guy says, I love NXT, but these N-words act so lame when they go over there, bro. Your run so far has not been good. Mediocre promos, mediocre matches, and pardon me, and your rushed push is actively tanking the rating. Tanking the ratings? They're beating they're beating Dynamite, dude.
Dummy. Yeah.
If the place is a machine, then you're the fucking error. Wow. And then he just LOL'd it. Yeah. So just Ethan Page is the champ now, you know, got to show that Ethan Page cope. Shout out Alfred Konua here. I'm getting a lot of DMs today too. I gotta check some DMs. I won't open them on screen again though. You dummy. Oh, I just got people reaching out about, okay. Excuse me. So Alfred Konua, I interviewed him today. We hung out for like an hour and a half today as well before I sat down with Chris Connor, which was before I sat down with Killer Kelly, and we're killing it lately, PWT Universe. So Alfred Konua at This Is Nasty says, talk that shit about AEW, become world champion, LOL. Good on Ethan Page, but Trick will get his lick back in no time. And so, yeah, it's just the quote. And, you know, Page says, pretty crazy. I went from somewhere that was so chaotic and unorganized to a place that, I mean, I'm still learning because I'm so new here, but this is a machine and it's incredible. It feels good to not feel like I have to do everything myself. To have people that want to see me succeed is kind of mind blowing. And like, you imagine saying that. Imagine being a wrestler and that's what you're saying. Oh my goodness. Andre Adams for $4.99. Alvarez and Meltzer built like they have panic attacks when women walk in the room. They fucking do, bro. My word. Brian looks like he has a panic attack when Dave walks in the room, you know? He's like, I gotta deal with this shit again today. No, you know, like, well, Brian, dude, yeah, Andre, stay undefeated with the roast, dude. Thank you so much. I'm gonna give you a round of applause as well. I can't say it any better. When people super chat, I try to really, like, you know, give you a good, like, answer, like, give you the fucking time that I feel you deserve for being, you know, just being like so fucking loyal and generous and shit. And like Andre always hits these one-liners where it's like I can't even add anything to what he said. It's like I'm just gonna pop and move on. You know what I mean? I appreciate you so much. Shout out Alfred though, good buddy. And yeah, I'm I'm going to cross over with him, and I'm doing something where we're going to like talk wrestling over on his channel, talk about, I believe, Survivor Series or SummerSlam, I think is what he wanted to do. And then we're going to do some skits and bits. So at Awful Wrestling, who should be in here tonight. Honestly, I miss that dude. I haven't talked to him in like a week or so. I feel like maybe he's less than that. But Tony Khan tweets out, with AEW and WBD data teams back after the holiday weekend, a fun thing we were researching is last Wednesday, 7/3, the first time AEW on TBS has ever been the #1 show on all TV in viewers age 18 to 34. And it's like, you guys wasn't it 18 to 45 or 49 or whatever? They're just changing it all the time. And Tony says, not sure if it's our first, but great stat for AEW Wednesday either way. And Awful says, a fun thing, I was told ad nauseum that the ratings don't matter, but this goof has WBD and AEW number nerds looking for grains of gold in a sewage system. The Tonesters' focus on the wrong things will destroy AEW. I mean, I don't know if he's wrong. I know you're banking on it, Awful, but I can't say you're wrong about that either. Jamie Earhart for $5 says, do women actually walk into a room they're in? Oh my God.
You what?
Yeah, somebody said, okay, I get sent so much shit. There's this story about like, I think Matthew Gregg, someone clipped it from a Botchamania thing and posted it or sent it to me or something, and I came across it, and there's some story about like Dave shoving a banana in his ex's face or something. Now, like, if it's funny, let's cover it. I don't know if the chat can dig that up or figure out what the hell that's all about, but I don't know what it was. But yeah, no, not unless I was going to make the joke, not unless you want a banana shoved in your face, but I don't know who all would understand that. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's like, apparently it was a news story or something. I don't know. You guys feel free to send it. Thank you for the super chat. Let me give you a round of applause. And in more hot news, our guy K-Dog Conan details Tony Khan getting upset at him for calling AEW wrestler some chick, quote unquote. Okay. And so Conan goes on to say, Tony got really, really mad about this, and I can't believe he got mad. It was COVID, the wrestler with COVID as some chick. He referred to a wrestler with COVID as some chick. And Conan says, I was thinking to myself, you've got so many girls, but you're going to use her. Okay. And then I said on the podcast, I got some chick COVID, because I'm pretty sure he didn't want me to say the girl's name. And when he saw me, he goes, what do you mean some chick? Like, oh, give me a break, dude. So why would you have her had me say her name? It's not being disrespectful. It's not to say a chick. Ladies in the chat, is it disrespectful to say chick to someone? I don't think it is. Conan continued to say AEW doesn't need to work. It's like I say dude all the time. Dude and chick. I look at chick as the equivalent to dude for dudes. You know what I mean? We've been selling out everywhere. We don't even need AEW, and they're expensive, and it's hard to deal with them. Whatever. So who's the girl is what I wanted to know. The lady, if you will. The female talent. It doesn't say, but okay, yeah. So Tony Khan gets triggered about little things, and Ant Evans on the podcast coming tomorrow morning. And he tells me about how when he worked in TNA, he wrote a bunch of one-liners to zing back at Tony Khan and Tony Schiavone, because they were on fucking TNA television, like roasting TNA, dude. That's what Tony Khan was doing. And Ant Evans told me that he was writing one-liners, and D'Amore was like, no, we can't do it. We shouldn't do it. Like, Scott D'Amore knew, like, this Tony Khan dude is SAWFT soft, you know? So he was just there shitting on TNA, and they couldn't even say anything back, man. It's fucked up, you know? And like, look at more issues of like sensitivity. Everyone's a 5-star GOAT God general, and you must I don't know, man. Damon Kemp has announced that he's no longer under contract with WWE. So Bobby Stevenson, as of today, I'm no longer under contract with WWE. Forever grateful for the people I met and the experiences I've had. For business inquiries, Damon Kemp Management at gmail.com. And yeah, he was like put in the trunk or whatever by Charlie Dempsey. And that's the end of him, I guess, storyline wise. So I think the whole killing people off and storyline is like is ridiculous. You know what I mean? Because what if they come back one day, or what if like Damon Kemp, I'm not saying he will, but what if he goes and becomes like a huge fucking star, and then they want to bring him back? How do they just give him a new name? And oh, I was put in a trunk. Oh my God, what the fuck is happening?
Dummy.
Emotional damage.
And by God, he broke him in half. By God, he broke him in half. PWT is starving. Damn, dude, did you just diss me? No, I'm just kidding. You say whatever you want, bro. You say whatever the fuck you want to me. You say whatever you want, bro. I say chick. You can call me a chick, dude, if you want, Duran. I say chick. I'm usually looking for chicks in Best Buy. They're usually in aisle 7. What the fuck? Oh my goodness, bro. Best Buy in aisle 7. Okay. Do they have aisles in Best Buy? Is that actually a thing, Duran? Or is it just like rows? Are rows aisles? I don't know. But yeah, are there hot girls at Best Buy? I worked at a Best Buy once. You know what I mean? When I was like a teenager, and I worked in like the warehouse, and yeah. I had to lift TVs and shit. It was okay. But yeah, dude, I just don't know. Thank you for your just incredible support. And saying we're starving. What you said underneath PWT starving. What am I starving? I am starving for attention. I'm an egomaniac and I'm running wild, okay? And I'm not starving anymore because of you, Duran. Lucian, thank you so much. Yeah, I was going to say chat. I think seriously, I'm tapping, I'm bowing out. You demand, George Capture, I'm out. Yeah, he just ended the game right there if there ever were a game. I'm not, again, it's not a competition. Duran, Lucian, I'm gonna like do some. I'm gonna like put you on the bottom of the ticker as like the highest dono in a night. I think you give me like $300 or $400, dude. So you got a fucking round of applause, chat, for Duran again. Starvin' Marvin, yeah. Starvin' Marvin, what did he say again? No, Starvin' Marvin, this is my pad. No, Starvin' Marvin, this is my pad. Oh my God. Peach Cobbler, yeah. Can you say Peach Cobbler, Starvin' Marvin? I'm hungry. Yeah, I'm starving. I'm starving like the wolves, Duran. If you say so tonight. Okay, my friend, thank you so much. Chat, show him some love in here. You know what I mean? Show him the love. Seriously, I'm tapping, bowing out, you demand. Yeah, and you're the man too. Don't get it twisted. George Captor, you're the fucking man too. And thanks for always shooting me messages and that, man. I appreciate it. You're always thinking of me over on X. And Shaggy Phil 73 Duran, stop the damn match. By God, he's broken in half. I need that on the soundboard. Next show, I gotta do that. Yeah, dude, he broke me in half too. You know what I'm saying? Applause for the man. I'm the Tom Brady of fucking donos. Yeah, it appears that way, dude. Didn't you refer to Brady earlier? Yeah, you were like, dude. So Duran, let me ask you, Tom Brady roast? You checked that? That shit was the shit. I'll break a little news as a writer, like just the rumors I heard. And this isn't breaking news because I've said it before on the show, but since you like Brady and I like you so much, let's talk about it. The next roast, they want to do The Rock, dude. They want to do The Rock and do or like LeBron's on the list. There's some guys, so who knows, wrestling related. But yeah, thank you so much, man. That shit is crazy, bro. I appreciate you. Anyways, Damon Kemp, you know, out of again, maybe hit up Damon Kemp. No, I'm just joking. Okay, so I'll give you guys another flute because we're rocking and rolling and we got more Meltzer said what. Here we go. Chat's so funny, you fucking, and members, I love you guys too. I worked at a Sears, rock and stick. I'm sick of him, fair enough. I'd get broken in half for $400 if you know what I'm saying. Oh my God. Real Rain 89, the King of the Hill reboot, show Bobby as an AEW mark. Is that true, dude? Is that true? Confirm chat right now. I want screen grabs. I want a fucking clipped scene in my bookmarks. Is that fucking true, dude? And AEW specifically, Mark? Not even like a I'm a pro wrestling mark, you know? That's crazy if that's true. It was the Giselle Bundchen roast. Yeah, it really was, dude. Dude, even I was thinking of jokes. I would love to do a roast, man. I was thinking of jokes during the. I'm not gonna say them to you guys here, but I had like acai bowl, you know, tossing salad jokes about because the dude's Brazilian that she left him for. So I don't know. It's not like I was invited, but every time there's a roast, I always. Ever since I was young, I try and come up with like a few myself, you know, that would apply. I don't know. But anyways, Meltzer, Brian said people were mad that he praised Ospreay versus Ricochet match. And he asked if they found his review and doesn't think he ever reviewed it. He then challenges someone to go find it. Challenge accepted by Meltzer said what? A 14-minute convo about the similar spot to Kalani Jordan versus Sol Ruka. So fucking... You know, Alvarez is saying, oh, like, I don't even remember saying this shit. This guy found a 14-minute conversation of them saying it. Now, we're not going to watch the whole thing, but here's clips and bits and everything and a little bit of the review. We already played it last show, actually. Guys, go and check it out. The review for Kalani Jordan and Sol Ruka. I already reacted to that. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I played, 7 minutes of that shit before. But here's clips of him, like, I challenged someone to see me even comparing shit. But yeah, a 14-minute convo about the similar spot as well. Like, so we compared it to the Ricochet Ospreay thing. I showed you guys before, like, side by side, it's the exact same stuff. On one end, they're praising it, blowing it for 15 minutes when it's Ricochet Ospreay in 2016. But then over here, the exact same spots, the same match, basically, as far as like the gymnastic thing. But then they actually went into working wrestling with Kalani and Ruka, and they're just shitting all over it. But yeah, here's them just being delusional.
Why is my opinion of that match make you so angry? If you like the match, great. That's fine.
Oh, guys, and joining me on this very special dose. I am so, ladies and gentlemen, Evil Dose, the Madman, is here. How fucking long have you been sitting there a while? I'm so sorry. I was not paying attention there. You're good?
Like 4 seconds.
Okay, good.
Yeah, no, I was not. I appreciate it. I was actually on the air on the Humming Media Group channel Attitude Smack Attack, which we picked a very unfortunate time to go live about 25 minutes after a presidential candidate assassination attempt. So
crazy, right? I covered it already. Yeah. I covered it already right at this top there. And yeah, I was interviewing Killer Kelly, TNA Knockout, and I right as soon as I ended the interview, I go on Twitter. And I flick on Twitter, as we're calling it today. And yeah, man, that's all you'd see is just the Trump stuff. And it's crazy, man. It's crazy in 2024 that's happening. But we already covered all that. We're going into Dummy Dumb Dave, and I was playing flute. So, yeah, man, really quick, Dose, your thoughts on the Sol Ruka Kalani Jordan match. Were you a fan, yay or nay?
Yeah, I thought the Heatwave show was a lot of fun. I thought this was a good match.
Dose, I'm so sorry, dude. I got $100 super chat. Evil Dose. I owe Dose $50 for that one. That's a shoot, brother. So, like, what the fuck? This guy. Oh my god.
Yeah, maybe I should have a Patreon. I don't know.
Dose. Yeah, this guy's giving me $400 or $500 tonight, and I'm not kidding. This is literally, I'm not joking. So.
You're awesome, man. You deserve it.
Well, thank you. I'm fucking going through it right now. I'm like, I had a great day already. This guy's literally making me feel like a stripper right now. And and he seems to love you, dude. So we'll give another round of applause. For you, my friend, because thank you. And I don't know how to respond to the super chat. Yes, Dose is awesome. He's the man. That's why he's here. It's why I try and bring him on. He's one of my favorite guests. Thank you so much, Duran, Lucian. Dose, this guy loves you. What do you got to say to him? I guess I'm trying to give him his money's worth here. I don't know what to say, but
I mean, I wish I knew who he was in real life. Maybe I do. But no, thank you. I think that's great.
Duran. We got to meet in real life. I'll take you to lunch or some shit, dude. It's crazy. Thank you so much, man. You're the man. Yeah, dance break. You guys want music? Okay, we got to play a little bit of music here. Yes, Dose's dance moves will live in infamy for that. Infamy. Phil about to start twerking.
It's like they can see it through your avatar.
How do you know I haven't already started? For $5, Phil, you do deserve it, but please keep your clothes on. Yeah, for the love of God, don't worry. No clothes are coming off this way unless my girlfriend wants that shit later tonight. Do you know what I'm saying? And she'll let it be known if she does. So yeah, don't worry. And Dose, you promise to keep your clothes on too, or what?
Yeah.
All right. Good. It's a deal here. Thank you, Jamie Earhart, for $5. And chat's undefeated tonight. Okay.
Yeah. From the Hart Wrestling family.
Yeah, joke's on you. He does the pods naked all the time. Yeah, dude, I'm in my gitch right now. So, okay. Meltzer said what? Took on a Dave Meltzer challenge, basically. Or no, I wanted to ask you, sorry, the Sol Ruca match. Did you like it, the gymnastics spot? Did it trigger you, or are you just like, whatever, another wrestling match?
No, it was whatever, another wrestling match. I think people have to remember that Kalani was a gymnast, and I think she's just celebrated her 1 year anniversary of even training to be a wrestler. Sol Ruca, I don't know what her background is, but she's been wrestling maybe 2.5 years, and like 7 months of those were recovering from an injury. So, I mean, of course it was largely choreographed, but it was fun. But the most ridiculous part is that these two are criticizing it when they hail to the sun the same type of matches that are choreographed by 10, 20-year vets who shouldn't have to go with the choreographed gymnastics. I don't think anyone would have given this match a second thought if they didn't criticize it in such a strange, hypocritical way. I mean, it was just a nice little match between two young women who are young in this industry and have most of their bright futures ahead of them. But I enjoyed the match. I've seen the same sequence in other matches, but I've seen those sequences in 20-minute matches, not a 8.5-minute match.
Yeah, and so we have fucking this dude right here for $5. Hell no, for $500 we deserve a Phil Marks face review. Maybe how about if we get to like 4K subs or what? You guys want it? Do it. It's funny, like I interview everyone, like I'm not like afraid to fuck it. I'm just a very private person, you know what I mean? So maybe we'll talk about it. Let's get through this Dave Meltzer segment here, okay?
He's a perfectly normal-looking person.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like if you guys fucking I mean it's all good. Like fucking I'm talking to Killer Kelly. I'm on cam. It's not like I'm a fucking weirdo troglodyte, it's all good. Regular looking cat. But maybe I don't know, we'll talk about it maybe. Or some of you guys are saying not keep the mystery. I mean, who knows?
Avatar. You like an avatar face.
Yeah, I'm a giant blue cat, actually. That's that's what I actually look like. Yeah. So, anyways, guys, yeah, maybe we'll talk about it. Maybe we'll do it a members only thing or something like that. You guys can find it if you guys go on Twitter and you just look it up. Someone posted me. It was like, "Is this you?" And I was like, "Yep." I was just like, "Yep, that's me." I don't give a shit. I just, it's just, you know what I mean? Is what it is. Anyways, but yeah, so Brian was like, I don't know why everyone's mad at me for my judging of the Sol Ruca match, saying it was a choreographed gymnastic routine. And it's like, and then fucking Brian then goes on to say that he didn't think he ever even reviewed the Ricochet Ospreay match, right? And there's a 14-minute, he's like, I challenge anyone to dig it up. Well, Meltzer said, what dug it up, dude? He dug it up, a 15-minute review of whatever the fuck. But either way, here's Brian Alvarez coping with like everybody going at him to the point where he fucking, and Dose, I don't know if you guys know this, he's changed his Twitter so that you can't, like, he's not interacting with anyone unless it's like subscriber only posts. So you have to be subscribed to his Twitter to get regular tweets. Otherwise, he's only going to like repost shit and react to stuff. He's not responding. If you're not subscribed to him, you can't like tweet to him or anything like that. to the point of that. So here's him coping with it, and it's obvious because he blew the Ospreay Ricochet shit to death, but then here he doesn't like the Kalani match for whatever reason, and it's because they did AEW shit better. It's because they did it right before Ricochet was supposed to go there and do this shit with Ospreay. That's why they're fucking
mad about it. You getting so mad about my opinion is you giving me all of this power that I don't deserve. It's just my opinion about a match. I saw people, oh, hey, they did a spot that was the same as Ricochet and Will Ospreay, which you guys thought was so awesome. First off, did you find my review of that match? Why don't you go find my review of that match if you're so outraged about it? I don't even think I ever reviewed that match.
You did, dummy.
Ever. So, not to mention, okay, well, let's say that match was great. Okay, so this match is also great because they did a spot that was the same. That's not where wrestling is. So, I understand that people get outraged. That's what things are about nowadays, is getting outraged about things. You know, you probably would be better served just relaxing. If you liked it, that's great. Go watch it again. That's fine.
Go watch it again. That's fine, Tony Khan.
Half of the FTR matches are just copying other matches.
We got a new member, DC. Thank you so much. Round of applause. Guys, consider becoming a member of the channel, and we're like 6 likes away from 69 if you guys are interested in any of that. I know sometimes the chat is. I was kidding, by the way. I'm just here. Yeah, I don't care, man. It'll happen. Don't worry. Just go look it up. He sees the mountain crumbling, wants as much money while he can get it. Yeah, dude, that's why Dose, you're the one who pointed that out. Going out of business sale. That's why he jacked up the prices. So in 2 days, Dose, you've been saying, look out for the 15th. That's when the TV deal's going down, man. That's when we're going to know. 2 days away. What's changed? What are you feeling? A lot of people are saying, oh, it's like 150 million is like the shit floating around. Like, what do you think?
It's definitely, I mean, the highest number I ever heard from anybody with that I thought had credibility was $90 million. And that was a long time. I mean, that was back a few days before when I was first on Toonie Town Wrestling, and I was only on Toonie Town Wrestling 4 times, and that was probably 2 months ago. So, and at that time, that offer was 3 months old. No, I mean, listen, the exclusivity period ended Friday at 5 p.m. Whether it was Eastern time or Pacific time, I don't know, because obviously a deal wasn't made because none was announced, which is not a surprise to me, but maybe is to other people. There is nothing positive about this unless there's a whole lot of bidders out there, which I know in people's imagination they think there are going to be, but just we have comps, which is WWE, who let their exclusivity period run out, or their exclusivity periods ran out. And you can argue that they tested the market or it's just the way it worked out, but they didn't get the 2, 3, 4 time increases that they thought. They right. Some of the numbers sound so big that they're impressive, but if people actually broke down for a while, people were breaking down the Netflix deal and saying, LOL, they only got like 1.4, and SmackDown only got 1.7. So we have comps in wrestling for shows that do 3 times better in the demo and 2 or 3 times better in viewership. So
right.
Unless there actually are bidders, how is this good? I mean, if your slot hasn't already been sold at the upfronts, like every network has already planned their schedule for 2025, and this is all bad. This, no matter what anyone tells you, this is not a positive unless somehow there's a bidding war out of nowhere.
Yeah,
this is all bad news.
Well, joining to talk with us more about the bad news, everyone's favorite Awful Wrestling's in the building here.
Right.
Awful, how's it going today, brother?
What's happening?
Oh, nothing, man. Just having a good old time with Dose here. How are you doing, man?
What's going on, Dose? What's going on? What's happening, man? Listen, what's to talk about? If there's anything that really wiped off the that took away from the WBD deal, it was the events that happened today. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, but
I gotta
distract.
I feel like Alvarez was touching himself during that tirade. Oh my god! Bro, he touches himself during every goddamn tirade, or Dave's touching him, one of the two. Maybe that's actually why they sit so far apart. Awful. Did you hear what we're listening to here as far as like Alvarez basically challenging someone? Like, I don't even think I talked about this match. And then Meltzer said, what? Just digs it up and owns his ass.
Yeah, I heard it all. I also heard Dose's detailed description of the numbers that are being bantied about with this whole deal here. This is why I'm impressed with Dose, because I'm a big picture guy. I can't remember these goddamn numbers, but I do know that they're not getting a deal.
Yeah. So what are your guys' like predictions? We're 2 days away. Like, so what's going to happen, Dose? They're going to make some big announcement tomorrow, like, or I mean, in 2 days, like, this is, here we go. We're giving them 125 or whatever. Like, what happens?
No, I mean, listen, I don't want to spill anything until I have, confirmation of it. But frankly, I don't think they're going to get a new deal from WBD, or if they do, I think it's going to be 11th hour, and it's going to be
Jesus
for much
Christ.
less.
I'm so sorry, though. Oh,
wow, no, it's all right.
I can't fucking believe it. Tonight's been ridiculous, man. Round of applause for Duran Lucian. This is like his $600 he's given me tonight alone.
What?
Like, this is fucking ridiculous. Thank
Maybe
you so much.
Doran,
let me
bid on
borrow $5.
AEW TV rights. Yeah, he might bid on AEW TV rights.
Yeah, dude. I was just gonna make that joke. Fucking genius Dose beat me to it. Yeah, dude. At this rate, you're gonna bid on the goddamn TV rights for AEW. Duran, invest in AEW. What are you doing? I'll book it, dude. We'll fucking take this thing over. What are you doing, bro? I appreciate you so much. He popped for Dose. He popped for Awful. Awful, I owe you $50 now, bud. Dose wouldn't take his, but I'll send it your way, dude.
Oh, I'll take his too.
Yeah.
He is awful.
Let's go.
I'll take his too.
Go. Oh my
No,
God.
too many people accuse me of being a grifter, so I have to refuse money now.
Jesus, man. And Duran, like, I don't know what to even say, dude. You're just popping for the crew, and you giving me like $600 or so. How much money is this guy giving me? It's fucking insane, man.
I know
Thank
what to
you.
say. Do you want to be my best friend?
Yeah, dude. You want to hang out sometime? Let's go. I'm sure you own a boat or something. Let's
Hey, Dose, quit jacking Tony Khan's lines.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'll give you a fucking air horn. Thank you. And a Don DeMarco, I guess, verbally. Thank you. And then Jamie Earhart for $2 says, damn it, Duran, my brown eye just fell out. Gross. That's sick, dude. Yeah, but they're popping for you boys. So thank you. And Awful, thanks for being here, I guess, buddy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Check is in the mail. It better be.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I'll send you a fucking money order or something. You know what I mean?
So, little side note. I'm so sorry. No, Phil.
Go ahead.
I was listening to the show a little.
I
was listening to the show a little earlier. Your birthday's on the 19th of October.
Yeah.
Guess whose birthday is the 19th of October?
Yours?
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Twinsies.
Anyway.
That's amazing. Yeah, you were like 100 years before me.
I knew that shit was coming. Bad jokes.
You predate me by fucking some sort of carbon footprint something.
That's right, young buck. I certainly do.
Okay.
Well, you're both older than I am, so.
Yeah, soon I'm gonna have to put this episode on my taxes. God damn it. I don't know what's going on.
Yep.
So Triple H's thoughts. We're gonna react today. It was a fly through the bookmarks and get reactions and all of that. Or real quick here, what do you guys think rating wise? Because I got MJF pulled up here. He dropped the Nielsen line. What do you guys think this Ospreay MJF match actually does? Like, do you think it's gonna pop even like an 800,000, or do you think people are just over it at this point? They don't give a shit.
Dose, I defer to you first.
I think it's done. I mean, you can tell
Duran's fucking lying. Your birthday's October 19th too. You're lying.
Whoa.
You're fucking lying, dude. This is Inception, dog. We gotta hit an X-Files.
That's incredible.
Sorry, Dose, you've been You guys, Dose has been so rudely interrupted with all of this money falling everywhere this whole time. Dose, go ahead and tell us what you're trying to say here.
First of all, it's all right for the money falling. And secondly, I'm sure I've spoken over my share of people in life. No, I think, I mean, first of all, they've sold 2,100 tickets. So I think that's a pretty good pulse. I think this is just dead. I don't, first of all, cards don't get people to watch shows. TV shows, characters, episodes, cliffhangers get people to watch. The people who get turned on by matchups, are already watching AEW, and the people, usually you get a matchup like this on TV, it's something screwy is going to happen, but not AEW. They'll probably have 27, minute long, pay-per-view quality matches, which sounds good, but it's not interesting TV. So no, I think their new normal is the 680s, and if you take Big Bang Theory out of it, it's like the 640s, and I don't think that there's nothing interesting about their world champion facing the continental champion and then some other champion facing the former champion. I mean, for nothing. It just reeks of desperation. And just like when you're a desperate single person, the opposite sex or whatever you're seeking, they can smell it and they're not interested in you. And I think the audience, I think they're just over it. And I think that we're going to continue to see attrition. Might it spike it? I don't know. I'm going to go with no. I think the new normal is the new normal, and the normal has always been sort of slow and steady attrition, with sometimes it being not so slow and not so steady.
Awful. What say you?
The entire promotion is set in a vacuum. They're not doing any outreach. There was no grand promotion that showed that MJF is going to face Will Ospreay outside of Twitter or Instagram or Facebook, have you. It's not going anywhere because it's simple. They don't have a good PR machine. They don't know how to, it would be one thing if they had good storylines. That's one thing, but that's insular. That's in the realm of the show. How do you get people to watch the show? That's the big question, and they can't do it.
He's right.
Yeah, that's true, man. And it's just a hot shot book. Even calling it that, it's like, is it really a hot shot book? Like, what do we expect from AEW? And this was the mega main event Andrew Zarian was talking about for like weeks. I was like, when the fuck is this thing? Because he said it was coming. And this is it. The mega main event is, so they knew weeks ago they were going to do this. This isn't like last minute, pull the trigger, try and pop a rating. This is like, they knew they were doing this. You know what I mean? So
this was weeks ahead, huh?
Yeah, it must have been, because Zarian said like 2 weeks ago, mega main event. And then we live streamed the Dynamite and it wasn't a mega main event. And then I rewatched the clip and he's like, oh, and the next, I think they're doing it this week or next week, but it's coming, a mega main event. So then I was like, okay, next week will be the mega main event. Then it wasn't that Dynamite either, which was the last one. It's this one coming up. So yeah, this is about 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks in the making.
Yeah, but do you think but I don't even believe it. First of all, I think that it's not. I mean, even this is a disappointment because I think people were expecting it to be Ricochet versus Will Ospreay, and they would redo the match that we were just alluding to. But I think that there's been something happening with the negotiations. They either took longer than expected. If you notice, Tony has not gotten any major free agents in a while, which is probably a good thing for them. On a side note, but the only people they've signed recently is Mason Mansoor, and then people to appearance deals like Leo Rush, and then they've quietly let other people go or contracts expire or whatever the case might be. So I'm maybe there'll be a swerve with Ricochet coming out or whatever, but I think they threw this together because everyone was expecting the Ospreay Ricochet superhero Dragon Ball Z match. And it didn't happen. They didn't. It's not happening, which I think is tied to Tony maybe facing reality about money, and so they threw this together, and they're like, well, the people are going to love this, but the people who love it are already watching your show.
Man, well, we have okay, so here's from Triple H's thoughts. Earlier, I played everyone Marco Stunt's return. Kylie from Fightful says, stop, why am I crying, to Marco Stunt's return.
Laughing, I mean? Crying with laughter?
Yeah. I know I was. Did anyone care about this? What does that do for Jungle Boy? Was that a good story beat or what?
I'm going to defer to Awful this time. He deferred to
Awful. Go ahead, my friend.
What was he even doing there? Like, did he carry along any storyline? I just know he got his ass kicked by Jungle Boy, and big deal.
Yeah, he got lawn darted into the buckle. Yeah, it just does nothing for anybody. I don't know why. Like, it's like Tony's purposely trying to piss everyone off.
Yeah, don't see him no more.
So AEW neckbeards, an AEW Canadian fan page issues a statement on Ethan Page as if they are AEW themselves. High IQ, nothing to see here, no mental illness whatsoever. So look, this is like some fan page, AEW Canada fan page, and they respond to Ethan Page's comments, unprofessional and unorganized. And just look at this. In light of recent comments made by Ethan Page regarding his time with AEW and ROH, All Elite Wrestling Canada would like to address and clarify a few points. Firstly, we are pleased to hear that Ethan is enjoying his current experience in NXT. We believe every wrestler should find an environment where they can thrive and grow. However, we feel it is important to correct some misconceptions about AEW and ROH. Like, they don't know. They don't know. They're a fucking Facebook fan group. So it's just this weird shit. This pomposity, I call it. You know, it stresses me out, and it just turns people away. Like, you're never gonna get more people watching the shit with this weirdness. You guys remember I read on the show, like, that guy who took a picture with FTR with Dax, and he fucking wrote like a poem about it, dude. And he just met him like coming out of Starbucks or something. It's like, yo, I don't know, man. It's just weird behavior. What do you guys make all that? Just typical or what?
Never underestimate the redactation of AEW fans.
The restartedness.
Yeah. I mean, good Lord.
Yeah. Nothing to add to that.
It's a big deal to Marco fanboys. Is there such thing as that?
No.
Jeepers.
I mean, there must be. I mean, everybody has a fan base, but I mean, I would think it might be 110 people. I mean, but there's another one, a per appearance instead of a big free agent. And is it a surprise? Yeah, but it's a bad surprise. I mean, it's just silly. It's silly to bring Marco Stunt. I mean, like, one of the few people they actually fired before they were letting anyone go. And they bring him back, you know, and people are like, long-term storytelling. I mean, sure, they were all part of the Jurassic Express. We get it. Okay. But there was no story. The guy,
there's no story. Yeah.
The guy was not renewed or fired or whatever it was. And now, you know, they wanted to shock and they went, you know, and they're doubling down on their smallness. I mean, even the new people they're bringing in are smaller. Leo Rush and Marco Stunt. You can't get, what are they going to do? Hornswoggle next?
I think Jungle Boy was just in little Marco Stunt was in the vicinity. He was probably like picking up trash for community or whatever. And they were like, "Hey, buddy, we remember you." And they were like, "Yeah, who are you? Who are you again?"
Is he trying to have a stranger?
Marco Dildo Mouth.
Jesus. So Serena Deeb says she always knew Rhea Ripley would be a star when she was a coach at the PC. I quote tweeted it and said, "Traitor." And then I attributed neckbeards to it. Jordan Grace's TNA contract is set to expire this coming January, as revealed by the Knockouts champion. Further reports have revealed that her contract was altered to expire earlier than the original summer 2025 date. This was via Gigantic Pop and Fightful. And shout out Gigantic Pop and shout out Matt Morgan, who came and did the live show with me on Wednesday. So if you guys haven't yet, go and check out that interview I did. And then I uploaded the interview portion if you just listen on audio and all of that. So yeah, shout him out. And they had Jordan Grace on their show. And yeah, I mean, I guess her contract's set to expire from what my understanding is, and this isn't like Matt Morgan telling me this or any type of shit like that, so don't get it twisted, but is that like WWE's been like, basically they got her to where like she can use the PC and all that shit whenever she wants. Like, she's already, you know, but they're going to let her do her thing until it's prime time for her to come in or whatever. And I don't know. I trust what's happening and I trust the process. And if she does weigh her money against AEW, again, I never blame people for ever doing anything like that. And I hope she does wind up in NXT/WWE where she belongs. I truly believe they will turn her into like a huge star alongside. But I mean, look, man, the women, you got the Titans, the Battle of the Titans, man. All these names. Vacquer made a name for herself just out of nowhere, just for saying no to Tony Khan. You know, so
what do you
think,
got
Phil? Julia.
Do you think you know, they got to purge some of these broads from the PC.
Awful. Oh,
Seriously.
come on now,
Oh, I'm so
Awful.
sorry.
That's not very fair, Awful, calling them broads when clearly they're chicks. Yeah.
Like Kaden and who are the two ladies on SmackDown who always job? Like they can go. A couple of the jobbers on NXT, they can roll for Beck Hair and Jordan Grace. I mean, because this is starting to become a little overwhelming. Like there's a lot of women in the WWE, and it's just like, okay, what are you going to do with them? You're going to try to make your own promotion or something? I mean, because as it stands now, like there really is a lot of women in the WWE.
You want my prediction? She shows up on the fucking Netflix Raw, and that's like her big debut.
Okay.
Yeah.
But so what happens to Chance and Katana or whatever the hell those two ladies
I mean,
are?
they
even the tag team champions, they're forgettable.
Yeah, but they just developed the tag division further, you know?
I guess. But do you want to see Jordan Grace with a partnered up with somebody? Or do you want to
No, but if you're looking at like a Katana and a Kaden, and then you're looking at, so I was talking to Killer Kelly earlier today, and she told me, hey, I'm not going to spoil the whole damn interview, but she said, hey, I mean, me and Masha, MK Ultra, we're a real team, and that fucking door's open, and I've been to WWE before. So she's like, I mean, that's so.
All right, I know what Awful's saying though. There seems like there's too many wrestlers, period, and there you can't have that many.
I agree.
Supporting you turn people who should be stars, and some of them have to job. I mean, it's just the way of the world. Not everyone can win all the time, or you have 70% of your roster doing nothing, a la AEW, Ring of Honor. So
it's a fine line.
It is a concern, but maybe they're going to have another 2-hour show. But I would prefer that she stay with TNA and they continue this relationship, and the TNA actually benefits from it. The problem is, I every day I check TNA ratings, on Twitter, and once every 6 weeks I find them. And the last time I saw was 92,000, and before that was like 80,000, and that's not a good. That means you're outside of the top 150. So and plenty of this is post they're working with NXT. So a lot of times the problems with these things is that people don't go to watch TNA to see those folks. They can see them on NXT just as easily. It's easier to consume. The big timers. You give up on the extraneous, the extra, the superfluous wrestling programming, because you don't even have to choose. You can see your favorites, on the consumable and save 2 hours of your life a week. I quit AEW. It saved me not 5 hours of TV time and all of the other service that comes with watching AEW.
Man, I'm just the way I see it, the more the merrier with WWE expanding. I think we get I think we do see that vision fulfilled of like NXT, the way that NXT in North America or like America/Canada is working with TNA, which is sort of based out of Canada. And then we'll see NXT Mexico, and then they'll work with whatever promotions over there. And then we'll see NXT Japan, and they'll work with
if they do NXT, Mexico, NXT Japan, NXT Europe, then that's fine. Then you have 3 other promotions, and you do need to populate them with established people as well as the local talent. And that would be, if that happens, I'm all for it.
And then you do the World Cup of Pro Wrestling.
Right.
For $5, 1KQ says, with all the women coming in, I wouldn't be against another women's only pay-per-view, to be honest. Bozilla, I don't want to, am I saying something bad? I don't want to say that. Bozilla Supremacy, there we go. Shut it out. Thank you. I don't know what you're hailing there, my friend, but listen, God bless you. And I agree with you. I would like to see an all women's pay-per-view or PLE. I think that could work. I think it would work almost better if they did it NXT, and then and it was more of like an NXT where they sent some of the main roster ladies down, because the debate's over, man. I was talking with Alfred Konuwa today about this as well. Yeah, I did like fucking literally 4 or 3 fucking interviews today. But Alfred Konuwa was saying, it's undeniable. Like, women can draw like men, and they can put on great matches. There's no like curve really anymore where we have to go, well, for the women, it was okay. So I'm all for that event as well. And I think it will happen under the Triple H regime, as they call it. Awful, what say you? Women's only pay-per-view?
I probably wouldn't watch. Not because it's the women. It's just what you guys are talking about entails just like at EW, just like involves people from around the world, women from around the world who you may not know, don't have enough time to get a storyline behind them or even character development. And an all women's pay per view, unless I'm thinking ignorantly, and I hope that I'm talking about the correct thing as far as like you guys bringing in NXT women, or excuse me, women from all around the world. Is that what you guys are alluding to, or
I don't
just
know what
and
I don't know what's
or just
in here.
NXT women?
I thought he was saying just another evolution. I don't think he.
Yeah, just like the
Oh.
women contracted like to WWE, so maybe they
Right,
do
okay.
use it to go. Well, look, and Julia's gonna fight fucking Vacquer on the same card,
Okay.
or like
I
maybe they do
understand
that,
now.
but it's all just women contracted or affiliated with WWE.
Sure, got no problem with it. Do it the same thing as you're doing with the NXT card, main cards, 5 matches, 6 matches total. That's
Yeah,
it.
I would do more, and you know, you could have a combination of. I don't think that what Awful said is what Phil said. I think what Phil said spoke for himself. But I think you could do a combination where like the top 5 or 6 matches are your more NXT main roster type matches with some crossover with like an established person like a Jordan Grace. But you could have the bottom part of your card being a little bit more speculative, your pure NXT, your Sol Rukas versus Kalani Jordans, and maybe like your Stephanie Vaquer versus,
Right.
I don't know, you know,
But
whatever.
to really sell it, guys, to really sell it, you got to have that one feud a la CM Punk and Drew McIntyre on like the women's level to really bring people in, because as it stands now, as I said before, or was about to say, this is starting. That would kind of be like AEW-ish to have these, women face each other just willy nilly.
Well, but
Right.
they will. I mean, especially if it's planned, and like you could have several, because they're not pay-per-views. It's not like Evolution where you got embarrassed that only 70,000 people bought it.
Right,
This is just content on Peacock, and Peacock loves the live content, and it's not like they're paying extra for it. So this is just more ad revenue that gets split for WWE. It drives more subscriptions, and it's more content, and it's more reasons for lazy people like me to stay home and say I got something to do. So as far as I'm concerned, do 3 or 4 of them a year. And you can do like the NXTs where some are more like your takeovers and some are more like your B
3 or
shows.
4.
or you do the hybrids, do the hybrids that we were just talking about, whatever it is, though. They're just PLEs on Peacock, and I'm all for them. But you do have the North American title. The rumor is that main roster is bringing in, an intercontinental and U.S. title for women. So there's going to be plenty of things to fight over, and then you've got need your blood feuds too. But Sean understands that. Trips understands that, so they'll make it happen.
Yeah. Give me a sec here.
I'm on first name basis.
Can you guys hear me here? Sorry, StreamYard's acting funky. It kept doing this all day during my other broadcasts as well, so it keeps freezing up. So if I ever just pop out, don't worry, I'll be right back. And I don't know, Awful can host this shit. But thank you so much for the super chat, and it was off screen, and I couldn't get it back on. You guys are hearing me okay on your guys' ends, correct? Is that?
Yeah.
So it sounds like Phil has kind of frozen up. So I guess I'll just take over the show from here. I don't hear shit. Is that you, Phil?
Oh yeah, that's me.
Okay, that's you. Okay, you came back.
No, it's me, Awful. I'm your co-host. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's throwing his voice. So, guys, let me hit another. This is how I discovered it too. I tried to hit a Meltzer moment here. We're gonna hit a flute. And so Dave Meltzer on WWE potentially booking a 3-way match between Punk, Drew McIntyre, and Seth Rollins at SummerSlam rather than just a straight up Punk versus McIntyre singles match. So when this segment was over and I don't know, I thought they were probably going to 3-way and SummerSlam if he's cleared Punk rather than a singles match. They were always going to do Punk and Seth because that's been built up for a long time, but you don't need to go so hard in that direction. if it's going to be a singles match, because SummerSlam is only a couple weeks away. It's certainly the expectation that Punk is going to be wrestling Drew McIntyre on that show, but I think they may go with the three-way to maybe build to Punk and Drew. I talked about this ad nauseum. I went off on this whole scenario with on the Last Call podcast, so go and check that out. It dropped today. But Dose, I want your thoughts, man. Do you think it's a triple threat at SummerSlam, or do you think we're just getting Punk and Drew straight up?
I don't know. The Punk and Drew thing has so much legs. I don't really know that you need Seth in it, and with the whole stipulation being thrown out the door by Damian Priest because he wants a mulligan because he screwed up that match. I don't think it's necessary. If they're going to throw Seth in there, I mean, first of all, it's only Meltzer speculating, so I don't know why we're giving it that much air. But I mean, I wouldn't mind Seth as maybe a special guest referee, something more along those lines. But I mean, if it's going to extend the Drew Punk match because Seth is there to take the loss and protect both guys, there's no clear winner. The heat isn't cooled off. I don't really care. I'm not opposed to that as long as this Seth Drew thing. I mean, this Punk Drew thing isn't a one match feud, so it's fine. I don't care.
Man, what say you, Awful?
Sounds like insurance to me. Sounds like if somebody gets injured, another person can just be slotted in. I've had that sense ever since I saw this thing, and Seth is he's obviously cleared, right?
Ish.
Yeah, okay. And same thing with Punk.
Ish.
Yeah. So the only person that's really healthy is Drew McIntyre. And so I'm not interested in seeing a three-way. Now, if they're trying to heat up Seth to be as hot as Drew as far as with Punk, then damn, you better hurry up. SummerSlam's, it's fastly approaching. But other than that, I'm not interested in seeing a three-way. I'd rather see Punk versus Drew because that's what I was getting for the last 6 months. So why are you going to insert this guy in here, especially after the WrestleMania deal? Like, you should still be trying to like weave and bob with the bloodline instead of going through this thing. But you know what? I speak out of ignorance again. The guy lost the belt to Drew McIntyre. So, yeah. That's all I got. No ha-has here on this one.
Oh, okay. Awful. It ain't all funny. Sometimes it's serious here, bro. Come on now. Dave Meltzer has questioned WWE's decision to have Sami Zayn defeat Braun Breaker at Money in the Bank. I kind of did too. I won't lie. There's a lot of people that have drawn a lot of gates and stuff and been a lot of super successful from going into a place and being pushed from the start all the way to the top without having to lose matches on television to prove that you're worthy or whatever the story is. At some point you beat him, but not with Zayn and not this early in the run. Awful. How do you feel about Zayn beating Breaker? Were you for that or?
No, I wasn't for it. But then again, that was, what was that, 2 weeks ago? You change, you develop maturity. When my initial reaction was, boy, that was dumb. First off, the match took too long. I'm never going to get off of that one. The match was just way too long, and it wasn't rewatchable. You know how I am with that, Phil. Like if it, one and done for me on that one. But they still have got plenty of time to rehab Braun Breaker, and but yeah, Sami Zayn has never done it for me. And I love AEW Disciplinary's theory that Sami Zayn is being protected based on his feelings. When he loses matches, he gets sad, and that theory is becoming quite a factoid with Sami Zayn.
Damn! After he did jobs for everyone and shit, and now he's finally getting his. Hey, it's a
yeah, but it's in the way he's getting it. Like it's like, oh, I'm sad. I really don't want to lose. Like, come on, man up. Make some stars. I mean, nobody really wanted to see you beat Gunther. Let's get real with that.
Yeah, that's kind of true. I won't even lie. Okay,
stepping on other people's stardom. That's what he's doing.
So, Dose, what about you? You think it was too early to beat Breaker, or are you all good?
I thought Braun was going to win, and I thought that was fine. But just because I picked it wrong doesn't mean I'm against it. I mean, Sammy is as close to Daniel Bryan in what they have as like the perennial underdog. But I don't know that. Listen, I don't know that theory is wrong. He's being protected for his feelings, but I think he's being protected because his medium and long term destiny is going to be on Team Face in the Bloodline feud to reunite Bloodline 1.0. But his face is, so he needs to be protected. I do think that Braun is going to beat him eventually. And I listen, I don't think that Triple H is the greatest booker of all time. I don't think everything he's doing is perfect, but
Right.
I trust him generally. I mean, listen, if he was, DIY would be working on at AEW right now, or at least Johnny Gargano would be. But it's okay. I don't mind. And like, they already, they did what they love to do. They did the same thing with Blair Davenport last night on, she
That
lost
was
to
trash.
Naomi. Right. And then attacked her. But that's a WWE thing. You lose and you attack them anyway, and you prolong the feud. And Braun just does it at 23 miles an hour, which is fast for a human being. So
Yeah.
I'm all right. I'm
Chat
fine with it.
saying that they need Sammy like with a belt for Saudi, and that was my thoughts too. Like for this big Saudi show, they want him to have a belt and defend it and all that. So
The Saudi Arabia and Syria don't even like each other.
I agree with Mission Impossible reviews. He said Gunther needed to be moved to the world title. I think you guys are off a little bit on this. Yeah, I got no problem with Gunther losing the Intercontinental Championship. It's who he lost to. That's all.
I don't know. I didn't mind any of it, and I know that a lot of people love Gunther, and I like Gunther, but I have a feeling that once he gets the world championship, if he does, that like within 2 weeks, everyone's gonna be like, "This dude's boring. Get him off my screen." I think the whole world's going to turn on him.
yeah, but that's pickle mark shit. There was people who were like, "Oh, Gunther with the IC still."
No, I think he's boring. I think like I would have no problem if Gunther held the Intercontinental Championship off and on, but for an aggregate of 8 of the next 10 years, like, and that would be amazing. I don't want him at the top of the card. I'm sorry, I don't find him that interesting,
guys. So according to Ringside News, AEW president Tony Khan has been reported to the FBI over alleged doxing incitement. So basically riling up the IWC Twitter marks and getting them to dox people. He's being investigated, I guess. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
I mean, I have mixed feelings about it. As annoying as I find the AEW marks to be, and some of them are completely insane, I think it's too much to blame Tony Khan for that kind of behavior. And I'm someone who was doxxed, so like, and it sucks, but the responsibility has to be on the people actually doing it. I don't think he's even that proximate to it. I mean, he alludes to it, but he never calls it. But like, he's not abusive. He's just goofy. I don't know. I don't think the nexus is close enough. I don't think he's the proximate cause.
Yeah. What about you, Awful?
I know a lot about this, and I'm like wrestling with the idea of like how much I should say. But I think the best thing I can say about this, and I think you guys should know, I've talked to this person personally. You guys may have as well, but I was told point blank that this was like some god tier trolling that kind of like lost itself along the way.
So what happened? What's the story, Awful? Like, I'm not even fully familiar with what the story is.
I'm not at all.
There was a person on Twitter who was doxxed, who was threatened to be doxxed. But the thing is that this person had already put out his name, put out his, he put out his work. He's a bold person. So, and then people got on his case about it. And this person that was doxxed told me that, something must be done about it. And so he played this card, but he didn't think that it was going to go as far as it did. And as again, like, I can't really reveal too much, but yeah, this is one that got away from him, and yeah, he kind of regrets it. He kind of regrets that it got his biggest hit.
So it was a Twitter account, and it
Yes.
I know who it is. And,
I don't at all. Private chat me who the fuck it is, please.
Yeah.
Well, it's I think the name is in the article.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm not gonna sorry, I have a super chat. I gotta deal with with my listeners here. Friend had a thought. SummerSlam, Braun destroys Sammy, has a long run. Sammy comes back after injury and takes belt, pushes Braun to main event. Would that be too quick though to do, or unless you have Braun reign through Mania and all of that? Because I think like if you put a belt on Braun, you want him to not lose it right away either. Not saying every reign has to be really long, but it doesn't do good to like have him win a belt and then have him drop it or whatever. So I could totally see this happening, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, this is all just to elevate Braun, even if some people don't think it is. That's the best I can say. Plinian, thank you so much. You're the shit. We're talking about this crazy stuff, and Awful's dropping gems here and bombs on us. So who's this account? I want to know who this is, and how did it get out of hand? Like, so they called 911. Like, how does it go from? No, I know I'm trying to be funny here, but it's like how does this go from? Hey, someone DM me saying we have your personal information if you don't stop making fun of AEW, blah blah blah, and then it turns into motherfucking Tony Khan is being investigated by the FBI. Like, how does that get lost in the world's game of telephone? Awful. If you can try and,
I guess if you're not a follower of his, and just like my account, not a lot of people don't know my sensibilities. They don't know, that it's a lightweight parody account. Same thing with. I can't even say that he's a parody account, but he makes fun of a lot of things, and it's technability. Technability is that correct? Those technability, I think is his
I think
account.
it's like tech.cloud, but I don't want. I mean, I know that he's been very public with it, including his name and what he does and where he lives and what he's gone through.
Right.
In his business. But I don't want to add to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird.
That's all I can add to it.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak for anyone.
yeah, exactly. No doubt. So I didn't know it was even that serious. I thought it was literally just like fucking people going to the FBI, emailing them and going, "Hey, this Tony Khan AEW guy?" Like, I thought it was some WWE bot type shit, but no, it's like
sometimes people do file FBI reports for other people on the doxing, which is almost as weird, maybe just as weird as the doxing itself. I mean, and people take pride in it. They're like, yeah, I filed a complaint for this other person, and they didn't even say thank you. What? I mean, listen, don't invite the federal government into my life. But anyway, I don't know enough about it, and about. I'm not even sure.
I'll put it this way. It was a slow news day that day. How about that?
Yeah. Okay.
It was a real slow news day, and that somehow bubbled up to the surface when it really didn't. It never went viral, from as far as I can see. I mean, it was very. It was kept in a vacuum. If you don't know the account, you're not going to know.
I don't know at all.
And
I
let's
don't
be
know none
honest,
of the shit you guys are talking about. Sorry, go ahead.
Since when has Ringside News been the source for federal investigation? I mean, if somebody filed an FBI complaint and they took it and they gave it a case number, technically something's been open. Like, are they really investigating it? I doubt it.
All right.
Man, what a weird time. AEW Collision, for real. Like, Jesus Christ, just today's been the weirdest day of my life. Okay. AEW Collision ratings drop against WWE Money in the Bank. They got 306,000 people watching it, a 0.08 in the key demo, 18-49, which now is 18-35 or something, I guess. I don't know. What do you? Yeah, like the one that they try and use now.
Yeah, so did you see that switch up on that? Like, now motherfuckers are now saying 18-34. Like, come on now. By the way, Brian Last stole my joke, because on Toonie Talk Wrestling, I said, what are they going to do now? Go from 18-21? And he said the same shit on Wednesday on Jim Cornette's podcast. But we won't. That's neither here nor there.
Meanwhile,
come on now, Awful. That's not very fair. Brian Last isn't stealing your jokes, Awful.
All right, good.
When when they post like the top 10 shows, like they have shows like, like Jesse Waters and Greg Gutfeld and those shows in the top 10, and like, and they have like, they're somehow listed below the AEW shows because their demo is low, but their viewership is like 10 times as much or 5 times as much. And let me tell you something, like Jesse Waters and Greg Gutfeld and whatever you think of like the people on Fox, Sean Hannity, like any 3 of them make more money a year than AEW is getting from Warner Brothers Discovery right now.
Right.
How key is the key demo really? They paying Sean Hannity $22 million a year because the key demo matters. His key demo is 73 years old.
Yeah. And none of them watch sports because when the NBA or the NHL or whatever may be on cable, they're still pulling in them same numbers, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4. Like, wow.
You know who else doesn't watch sports? Wrestling fans.
Yeah, that's the misconception there. You know what I mean? Like they think that people are doing channel surfing between an Adam Page match and the Minnesota Vikings.
Right. Or Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always say it like all AEW fans, most AEW fans also watch WWE and they don't watch other sports, and most WWE fans don't watch AEW and they do watch other sports. Do you guys are you following what I'm putting down?
Yeah.
I agree with the wrestling part of it. I mean, I think more WWE fans watch real sports than AEW, but
that's what I said. Yeah.
But I think it's like a 5% of AEW fans watch real sports to a 12% of WWE fans watch real sports. I don't mean like Game 7 in the playoffs or the Bowl Championship Series game or the Super Bowl or something. I mean like your regular games, your regular playoff games.
We're going to need Brandon Thurston to check out those numbers, but
well, he doesn't hear what I say because he's muted me. So.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So at the Rajgiri, shout him out. WWE announced that ESPN announcer Joe Tessitore will join the company as a play-by-play broadcaster beginning this summer. Tessitore will work alongside analysts Wade Barrett and Corey Graves. Michael Cole and McAfee will remain teamed up. That's a super awesome move. I feel like Graves has stepped up in the position they put him in with Barrett, like taking over Cole's role. But I think that he's not best suited there. Like like he can do it and he can do it well, but it's not really, he should just be there healing and making jokes and that sort of thing. So Joe Tessitore, you guys familiar? He calls boxing, right? If you put in one of my favorite all-time video games is Fight Night Champion. I think it's over 10 years old, and he's the commentator on there along with Teddy Atlas. And Joe Tessitore is the shit. He's got a great voice, and as long as he doesn't come in and botch this stuff, and I don't know whatever happened with Mauro Ranallo. I don't know whatever happened with that back in the day, but he's not quite like a Mauro. He's more like a Showtime boxing guy, Are you guys familiar with him? And what do you guys think of him joining WWE? It's to me a big move, especially with the sports-based thing, which I like. Let's start with you, Awful. What do you think?
I mean, I played Fight Night. I'm trying to match the voice. I guess he's the straight guy because I already know who Atlas is.
Yeah, he's the straight guy.
Okay.
Teddy Atlas is like, he goes around the corner and he meets him on the other. I'm Joe Tessitore. Welcome to
it's a funny thing. It's this guy sounds, he obviously has the sportscaster voice, and that might be a little thing that's needed in the WWE, because everybody is really like they're WWE-ified, if that makes any sense. But like we have an outsider coming in, kind of like Mauro Ranallo, like he was a different type of voice, and it lended itself well to NXT and its newness, which is always why I said like Joey Styles should have been the guy that was doing the AEW commentary, because he's got a different voice. We haven't heard it in a while, and you know what I mean? Like we would have missed it and it would have been great. But yeah, this guy, hopefully he'll do well. And that's all I got on that.
Hell yeah. And he says it's an honor to be a part of WWE. And sorry, Dose, actually, I'll get your thoughts first before I read this quote. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, okay. No biggie. I'm not particularly familiar with him, or at least I'm not familiar that I'm familiar with him. But I think on a 3-hour show, 3 voices is something good. I think that was tough for Graves and Wade to handle. And yeah, they're both sort of heel color commentary. So I don't think having the straight man play-by-play is a bad idea. I mean, didn't work very well with Adnan Virk. I thought Jimmy Smith was getting there. Apparently Vince or whoever didn't agree, but I think it's a fine effort. I think there are people I would have preferred the more intra wrestling, but I have an open mind, and I'm all for extra voices. I'm all for them, rotating in, 5 people to have it, rotating color. I would like, I know Big E hasn't given up on being a competitor yet, but why not make him the face color guy on there, and have Graves and Wade rotate every 45 minutes so they can take breaks. But anyway, open mind. But
and folks, Doe said color guy, not colored with a D guy.
Right, like color commentary, not like I'm Archie Bunker.
Well, hey, now I'm just saying, people are sensy in 2024, bro. You gotta make that shit clear. No.
His voice is going to lend an air of legitimacy to what you're watching.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Those, like, you'll when you hear it, it'll be like, okay, it's almost like there's a certain type of cadence and delivery and actually a weight to people's voices, and it's just going to lend itself well. Now I know who you're talking about, Phil.
So awful. You tweeted this clip of John Moxley losing yet another jiu-jitsu match to Food Lions Employee of the Month. I quote tweeted this, and I said, there's zero shame in being tapped out or beaten by someone more skillful in BJJ, even if they are almost 100 pounds lighter than you. Royce Gracie proved that in the early 90s, and if you never rolled, I understand it if you don't get it. It's his reaction to losing for me, though. So to me, it's like, bro, you're in a fucking white belt tournament. Show some poise. Like, you're supposed to be a professional on TV, and you're going to be sour grapes over this guy tapping you. Like, you're both white belts. You're going to get choked out more than you're going to not get choked out. Just relax, Moxley, and just look at, I don't know. He's mad at a decision, doesn't shake his hand. What? You mean he beat me? It's like, bro, no one acts like that. That's what pisses me off, So right. I don't care. This guy could work at a Denny's. I don't care. He could work at an IHOP. He could work at a Best Buy. We were talking about it. I don't care.
To be fair, because I know your show, you want to be accurate as possible. There is video of Moxley shaking this man's hand seconds before this. I guess just as routine, right before they find out who the winner is, they shook hands. Even still, takes nothing away from what we see right there. This is not the first time that John Moxley has acted like a dickhead on the mat.
Damn.
And so this is part and parcel of what John Moxley's attitude is. Dose, I know you played football, and I know you played boxing, did boxing in high school. Phil, I know you did the same thing. I could be lying out my teeth, but that is not the attitude to have when you're a competitor, especially a competitor that's on national TV each week.
Yeah,
if I was his coach, you're not going to the next tournament, bro. I don't care what kind of AEW champion you are. We won't have that. But that's a different story.
Dose, what say you, man? Are you like, are you agreeing with Awful?
I agree with him, mostly. And I also agree that, there's no shame in it necessarily. However, it does hurt your image as a badass wrestler when you keep losing these things, just like it hurt CM Punk's image to be so bad at MMA that they said, don't even bother with the third fight. Just take off. I mean, even Jake Hagar's was better at beating two, jabronis in unimpressive ways and then getting disqualified by low blows. I mean, you want it to be like a Brock Lesnar kind of, and not, even Bobby Lashley, who went like 15-2 in like the lesser MMA promotion, but he still went 15-2. So, you still want your wrestlers to be real life tough guys, even though they aren't real life tough guys. I mean, Karrion Kross, when he enters tournaments, he wins them. I mean, Baron Corbin's entered things and wins them. So, I don't know. I do, it is fake. Moxley is doing what he wants to do, and it just proves he's not a real athlete. But it doesn't help anything. So why is he doing this bullshit if he's not that good at it? And I don't know.
Jitsu, because I'm cool and I like death jitsu, bro.
Like, just stay at home. Just stop the nonsense. Like, Renee, get control over your man.
One KQ for $5 says, say what you want about CM Punk's stint in UFC. At least he trained, made weight, and can take the licks. Mox's ego for this is silly. And I agree with you, dude. I think that, well, if he was shaking his hand before, I can get being but like, you're in a white belt tournament. You can't be shocked. Like, it's like you just lost a UFC title match. Shocked at the ref, like, dude, it is a white belt tournament.
But the sportsmanship is when you shake after you lose, not when you think you won.
Yeah,
it's
crazy,
not.
This isn't the Olympics. This is taking place at like Radnor, PA High School, and fucking, you know what I mean? Like, who, you know what I mean? Like, come on now, this is not the big times. You should not be. You need to be poised. I know. I played sports. I did wrestling. I did soccer and all the other, and lost many times. You have to be poised in losing, especially if you know a goddamn camera is going to be on you and you are a nationally televised star. Well, in your head, but that's what you are.
And at least Punk stayed like classy in his UFC.
Dude, you could see his ego. You could see Punk's ego leave his body. Okay,
yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens when you get punched in the face, man. It's it's real.
Yeah.
It's what happens, dude. So okay, continuing along here. We didn't get in a screaming match about that one, so that's good. No, I'm just playing. I knew we win. So WWE talent are reportedly said to be not surprised by the high rate of injury in AEW due to not wrestling frequently enough, according to PW Insider. So I think the entire world, isn't that surprised by it. And we were talking about it a little earlier. It's insane that like we're not getting MJF versus Adam Cole. You know what I mean? All this time later.
Well, thank God for that AEW healthcare.
Yeah. Hey. Oh man.
Wait. It's not just the frequency; it's the style of matches that they insist upon happening when it's not important. I mean, that's the. So I'm suspicious about the second part of the thought, not the first part. But I mean, that to me, not wrestling as frequently sort of is a secondary reason, and also because some of these wrestlers wrestle on the indies a few times a week, so it's not even factually necessarily so.
Here's Alfred Konua, who I was chatting it up with today. Here's his here's the video. Is one of his most recent videos. Here's a minute-long snippet of it.
AEW Gooners fell hook, line, and sinker for the sympathetic Will Ospreay story that somehow, some way leaked to the incel wrestling media. And it's Swerve's finest hour. After giving Will Ospreay his best match, motherfuckers are talking about how gracious Will Ospreay is for allowing Swerve Strickland to beat him. Quote, Ospreay has the potential to go down as one of the GOATs in pro wrestling. Sucker. Ospreay is in a class of his own when it comes to pro wrestling and a true class act. Sucker. If this is true, then props to Ospreay for being a class act. Ugh. Maybe try to book matches that make money and not just try to prove a point for the internet marks. Okay, he cooked. It's sad that one of Tony's talents is a better booker than he is. Okay, he ate. It's nice and all what Ospreay did for Swerve, but Ospreay knows he's going to win the title at some point, so it's easier for him to be a team player. Okay, I like that. This shows me the company listens way too much to the internet smarks like ROH did, and why will always stay where it is. Okay, so not everybody's falling for this Will Ospreay man of the people bullshit.
Shout out Alfred, that was awesome. That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, I mean, Garcia is who we get to look forward to at the Wembley show. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll probably do a live stream watch along for that. It might be like where I throw the towel in on AEW. Who knows? We'll see.
Oh, it's where the world will throw the towel in on AEW, my friend. It will be their last big event. In fact, actually, last year was their last big event because this is going under 50,000 people right now.
Well, speaking of last big events here, Dave Meltzer. Meltzer said sent me this one saying AEW has lost fan interest because WWE is so hot. But the idea that AEW TV isn't good, the last 2 weeks of Dynamite are two of the best TV shows you'll ever see. There's been great wrestling, great angles, great promos, and NXT used TNA wrestlers. Can you imagine if AEW did this? And so, yeah, here is just let's listen to some fucking Observer bullshit. Here we go.
But right now,
No, it's amazing because like WWE was such a pile of shit for years, just declined year over year, collapsing, and then all of a sudden it's contract year, and magically they're way up, and they
Magically, it's not like the years of storytelling or building
Yeah, he's a
stars or having
motherfucker.
fucking. It's just magically poof. Oh, how did it happen out of nowhere? It's all magic and great.
signed this great deal. And then here we are with AEW. I mean, it's their contract year, and it's been a rough one. It's been a rough one.
it's been tough. It's been tough. They lost a lot of interest because, and I think most of it's because WWE got hot, and took the 18 to 34s.
I'm sure that's the main reason, actually.
That's the main reason.
34s. There's that number again.
Where did that come from?
It came out of his ass just 2 weeks ago.
And like, what is this whole? So, like, if WWE wasn't as hot, more people would watch AEW. Like, is that how it works?
You'll notice he'll say anything except for, the booking is shit, the stars are nil, and the viewers are leaving in mass. They won't talk about that. They want to talk about WWE. Come on.
Right. I mean,
Jamie-
it's nice to say WWE is hot. I mean, but their ticket attendance is hot. Their viewership is up year over year, but it's like single percentage points. It's not like they're up 20%, and that explains why AEW has lost 200,000 people that they switched to WWE. It's just some of the same people have given up on AEW. That's just the case.
I think when WWE goes to Netflix, their SmackDown ratings are going to go up TV wise. I think that's what's going to happen. And then everyone's going to be like, oh, shit, this is crazy. But Garcia, for $2, Jamie Earhart says, Garcia needs to buff the wax on my convertible. Right. Good on you. Good on you. Appreciate you. And I appreciate a good Garcia roast. I don't get him. It'll never be over with me, just no matter what. Like, I'm so sorry. It's just
Talk about a video game default face. That's Daniel Garcia, boy. He's got no expressionless. No expression.
Yeah, dude. If they had like a junior heavyweight division, I'd probably get into him a little more, but I just don't take him seriously. Like, here we go though. More Meltzer.
I will say, like, one thing is, as far as like, there's a lot of criticisms of AEW, and many valid, but the idea that like the TV isn't good, especially the last couple of weeks, like the TV the last couple of weeks has been at least
I would say the last.
No. See, it's not objectively good. It's like you guys say it's good, but you guys don't like good shit. So like everyone's been pointing that out. Like your guys' perception of what you think is like, oh, this is really actually good entertainment. That's not what like the generally and what most people agree with, most wrestling fans agree with or think. So the fact they always do this, I don't know, man. It's just they always come to the realization later that we were wrong and the way we think about this shit is off. And oh man, it's super annoying, dude. Like we point this shit out all the time and they go, oh, there's lots of criticisms, but to say the last 2 weeks wasn't good. Well, it's like no one's even really saying that, and people are saying that, but that's not going to make your ratings better. Like it's not like your ratings are fucking like, I don't know, man. It's in 2 weeks isn't long enough to like see that big improvement. They truly in their minds think they're going to hotshot book some shit and it's just going to go back to 1 million and shit. It's never going to happen that way. It's not how it works, man. So
they've had good shows in the past, but it's not consistent. The faith is gone. It's broken. It's just broken. Enough people have given up that now it's a deluge. And by the way, why do I trust him on the last 2 to 4 weeks have been particularly good shows? I stopped watching. I'm not interested in watching. So, and Dave Meltzer, he thought all the shows were fantastic. Everything is great. He changed his rating system from 5 stars to like 92 stars.
Yeah. Well, those last minute before the 15th here, which you told me was crunch time date, and I know you got to get out of here tonight. Last minute, like bold predictions. Is Collision gone forever? Is Rampage gone forever? What type of deal are they walking away with? Or just give me some insight on that. What should I expect, rather, in your opinion, on the 15th?
I expect Warner Bros. Discovery to say we intend not to renew. I don't expect there to be any bidders that have any significant money. And then Tony either takes what might still be there for Warner Brothers Discovery on the table if it's still there, but more likely, I'm going to say what I always said. Tony is going to buy a signal from the FCC and create WAEW and offer a slot to every promotion on earth for very cheap and be the savior of wrestling again and lose tons of money owning a television station with his fans being convinced he's making tons of money because he owns a television station. And the beat goes on.
Jesus Christ.
This guy was AEW Dynamite on ham radio.
Oh my God.
Frequency 126.
Hey, El Rey Network is El Rey means the king.
El Rey.
King. This is long-term booking. This is long-term storytelling.
Oh my God. Dose, where can the good folks find you?
Well, today
other than on CB radio.
Yeah, exactly. You can find me on the island of Lost in the Hatch, typing the numbers in every 108 minutes. Garden of Doom and Garden of Views are my babies. You can find me here as much as any place else, to be frank. Earlier today I was on Channel Attitude, Humming Media Group Smack Attack, making a fool out of myself with conspiracy theories over something that's very serious. Aside from that, Hammerlock Hangover is my wrestling podcast, but I think we're winding it down. I do legal shorts for the Wrestling Soup Network, which we call Body Slam, Black Letter Body Slam or something like that, but they're on the free feed. And that's it. I get around, but Garden of Doom and Garden Views on the Garden of Doom feed. That's my baby. So if you all check that out, I'll love you forever.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Evil Dose.
Thank you, Phil. That's been awful.
Thanks, buddy.
Peace.
Oh, it's awesome seeing Dose, man. I enjoy his company talking about this stuff. Okay, we got this Dave. We got Dave's little chicken lips here. He's gonna spit some more little chickadee chews out of his chicken lips here.
Like the TV, the last couple of weeks has been at least.
I would say the last 4 weeks has been vastly improved. I have felt
it's tremendous. No, the last 2 weeks of TV are two of the best TV shows that you'll see. I mean, they were just like for 2 hours. I mean, so you had great wrestling, you had great angles, you had great promos, although the best promos are still on the internet for whatever reason. But and you have focus on a lot of different stuff. I mean, they're building TV, they're building the TV matches. It's they're hitting on they're doing one thing.
I wonder how he's gonna melt down. Like, I wonder what he's gonna say with the whole when the Ospreay match goes down with MJF. He's gonna put it over as like the greatest. The greatest match of all time, the greatest Dynamite ever in human history. I don't know, man. I just think this shit is all hilarious.
Do you know Disco Inferno's theory on like the ratings compared to the wrestling pundits and their praise for AEW matches? He claims, and again, another theory that seems to be becoming more realistic with each passing day. He says that whenever the mark broadcasters, whenever they rave for a match in AEW, it's usually or when like a lot of people say like this Dynamite was great, the ratings always reflect the opposite. And
I know.
It's so true. It's almost uncannily true how that happens and how often that happens. I've got bookmarks for days talking about, from people on Wednesday nights talking about like Dynamite was great. Oh my goodness, the Tony Storm Mariah May turn. Ho 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 ho. And then next week, 691,000 viewers. Like, come on now. It doesn't make a difference in what happens on their programs. It's all America has spoken. And they say we're not going to watch this shit no more.
And 1KQ became a YouTube member. Thank you so much for that. Enjoy. I'm going to do like a quick, hour-long, 30-minute fucking member stream tomorrow as well, just to keep up with you fools. The worst rated show was 3 weeks ago. Exactly. And Meltzer's talking about, especially the last 2 weeks. They did their worst show ever, but then the 2 weeks after they did their best shows. And how can people say it's bad?
Right. So what does it's another great question that was brought up online is, okay, so what was going on for the last 5 years? Because Dave Meltzer said it hit himself. Like, Yeah, the last 4 weeks have been spectacular. Well, what was it 6 weeks ago then, Dave?
Yeah. And so this guy says, I'm guessing the new AEW WBD deal gets announced shortly after the new NBA TV deal does. WBD needs to show investors something, anything after that. Bro, these people, man. And then Meltzer says, deal isn't done. It's like, man, y'all are fucking crazy. Yeah, so here's Meltzer. He's just talking about here.
As far as challenging for titles. And of course, the other thing as this one goes, and I kind of figured this, is all those interviews that Danielson was doing about how he didn't want the world title, how he's, and all that, that was all a work to make you think that Hangman was going to win.
Here's the problem, though, Dave.
Yes.
He did a bunch of interviews saying he didn't want to win the world title.
Yeah, this is a swerve.
Okay, but it's ridiculous.
I agree with you.
It doesn't matter if it's a swerve. The
agree
point
with you.
is the guy said, I don't want to win the world title while in a tournament for a world title shot.
Exactly, man. How's Brian the one pointing this shit out to you, old fool?
I agree with you completely. Sometimes, and this happens, and it happens a lot in wrestling, is...
Could you pause it there for a second, Phil? Just 1 second. I just want to say that if Brian Alvarez if he did not say that, Dave Meltzer would not have said, like, that was stupid, this idea was stupid. It took Brian Alvarez to draw that agreement out of Dave Meltzer. It always happens. Always.
Yeah.
And I always think the same thing, like, if Brian Alvarez wasn't there, this would have been like in one ear, out the other with Dave Meltzer. Go ahead.
It's so crazy. It's crazy that people listen to this fucking guy.
Hey, man, $14 on the barrelhead. All this great information can be yours.
A 3D chess. And in his case, and Brian, more than almost anyone, just like I talked about with the injury thing, when he did, instead of doing pro wrestling selling of injuries, he's doing fucking death selling, because people know he's got concussion issues. They know he's got a bad neck. So he's just leans into it and makes you think that this is real and this is it. This is the end of his career.
Boy, talk about killing a gimmick.
Man.
Gee, like, so breaking down the fourth wall of that information helps Brian Danielson do what? You just gave up the guy's entire his whole angle. Oh, he's just working people. Okay. I don't think Daniel Bryan wanted you to tell the whole fucking world, because now they're not going to look at his matches with as much, excitement or whatever you want to call it, interest, because now they know he's working, because Dave Meltzer, the idiot, told us.
It's fucking nutso.
This time for real. And eventually, you catch on that he's doing it in every match.
Eventually, you catch on he's doing it in every match. Dave, he thinks he's smart.
In this one, the whole thing is I think that he wanted everyone to think that it ain't going to be him. He ain't winning the tournament, because otherwise people expected him to win the tournament. But since he kept telling
who expected him to win the fucking tournament? Who? You had Conrad Thompson going, oh, come on now, Eric. Jeff Jarrett should win the tournament. That's not very fair of you to say Jeff Jarrett shouldn't win the tournament, Eric. But, like, come on now. He
was an afterthought.
Crazy, though. Like, no one who's saying this, Dave. You and Tony are saying this. Like, what they're booking because they tell you.
Everybody was expecting Paige, which is exactly what he was trying to do. Whether that's good or bad.
Stop right there. Stop. Now we get an idea of what he was trying to do, what Dave's trying to do. He's trying to say, like, Tony had this whole thing worked out and he worked you, Marks. Okay? He worked us. This was all a part of the plan, which is absolute horseshit.
And to go and be like, I don't want a shot at the world title, like Alvarez said, and then it's like he gets the shot at the title. It's like, well, I don't want to see a guy who doesn't want to fight for the world title fight for the world fucking title. So Dave took a bunch of L's, and these guys coping over the Vacware shit. Both CMLL and New Japan were very upset over Stephanie Vacware's abrupt departure from Mexico. This is not true, man. They were not fucking upset. Dave, like a week before, said that CMLL talent are always okay with letting people out of big contracts to go, especially to when they get signed to like a big American deals and stuff. And then all of a sudden he's going, oh, they're all upset. when she gave her notice. The idea was to come to San Jose to drop the title. She didn't do that. She just vacated the belt. Which didn't Julia? What happened? Didn't Julia vacate the belt to go to WWE and then or some shit? I can't remember. Julia dropped the belt to go to WWE and then Vacquer vacated it to go to WWE or something like that. Someone told it to me earlier. But anyways, New Japan was very upset because when they first announced the Fantastic Mania show in San Jose, Vacquer was in the first batch of people announced, and they have been advertised for months. AEW wasn't happy because they did want Vacquer and they made an offer to her, but she went with WWE. That's the place she wanted to go, but now it happened. How it happened was not well received. And she did an interview. She was asked 3 years ago at the peak of AEW, if there ever were one, hey, if you were offered a deal right now, NXT or AEW, where would you go? And she said NXT. And so I don't know. AEW wasn't happy about the signing, and she had a WWE tryout before. And they didn't sign her, but that's a place. That's the
same thing happened to Jade Cargill. Same thing.
Yeah. And like she probably just only grew up watching WWE and shit. That's the thing. You know, I was talking to Killer Kelly and she's like, growing up, like I was watching WWE. That's what you grew up watching. You know what I mean?
Right.
So during Wrestling Observer Radio, so like a lot of these ladies though, you know, they really cherish like the TNA knockouts and that WWE, especially right now. You know, it's insane. Like who doesn't want to be a part of it right now? So during Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer noted how it's not great sign that Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson are being booked to lose matches in NXT. And it's like, Dave, what else should they be doing? They're on the tail end of their career. They're consummate professionals who come in tremendous shape all the time. They put on good matches, solid, whatever you need them to do. They'll put over whoever. They get paid good, and they look real, and they're talent they're from all over. They've wrestled all over the world. What's wrong with having people? I don't know, man. I don't get what his like it's not that they're not being booked, it's that they're booked to lose matches. It's not a good sign. But not a good sign of what? Like them getting other people over. That's what the wrestling business is about, man. So I don't know what he's trying to say by this, you know?
Who the hell knows what he's trying to say?
Yeah, dude. It's always a lot of bullshit. So here we go here. I wanted to plug this. Kevin Apollo, War Dog Apollo, ACW Coliseum All-American Banger is live from the Galleria tonight, actually. So, well, I booked it late. It's going on right now, but shout him out. That's what he's doing tonight. And shout out Apollo if you're in that area, you know, go and check that out. He's going to come do the pod as well when his summer's opened up more. So Awful, you uncovered something crazy. Wrestle Ticks used to be called AEW Ticks, but that was a little too on the brown nose. And so you asked Grok. Now, what is this Grok thing everybody's doing? Like, what is this? I don't even know what this
is Twitter's version of Siri, and it's an AI bot that answers questions for you, kind of like Chat GPT.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of like
it's on the mobile phone system. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Shit.
But Grok doesn't celebrate the Sabbath, so
yeah. So. Well, it seems like someone's been digging around the internet. Yes. And so like, what made you ask Grok this? Like, you're in the know on this. You seem to be in the know on all this IWC shit going on. What is, break it down for me, dog.
Heard a rumor long time ago and never really, was always in the back of my head. Like, oh, that's right. I heard that these, so I just, typed it up one day and there it is right there. I was told like, nobody really showed me any evidence, so I found out for myself and saw that it was nonetheless true. And it's crazy because why the switch up? That's the biggest question I have. Like, why the switch up? Does this mean that you guys were always subsidized, let's put it, by AEW? Are you still subsidized by AEW? I mean, was this a complete fan that was just like, I love AEW, let's just make an AEW Ticks? I don't think it was just that. I don't think it was that simple.
Oh man, damn! You're just opening up.
Play the X-Files music.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the black helicopters. We're going the portal.
The gay frogs.
Yeah. the subhuman, they're interdimensional anthropomorphic species traveling through dimensions and Oprah Winfrey. So yeah, dude, I mean that's pretty crazy, and but it's failing. So if it was bought and paid for by AEW or something of that nature, let's just assume, or if that's what you're trying to put out there,
Right.
why would they keep doing the job, even though for the last like 2 years everybody's clowning the account for, not the account itself, but just like if you go into the comments, man, everyone's like, damn, AEW's fucked, and wow, look at how good WWE's doing. So let's say it is something created by an AEW allied something, someone or other.
Right.
Why would they continue to just report and do what they're doing if it seems honest,
I think it's when you change your name, you can do certain things, but you can also it's like playing both sides, but understanding like you're aligned with one side, and that's what they're doing. I mean, my goodness, they want engagement. They want people to click their links and check out the stats that they've got, and it's kind of like what Sean Ross Sapp went through. Like he wrote a whole like dissertation about how his first love, or excuse me, his first preference in wrestling today was AEW, but he made some mistakes or whatever. That doesn't take away the fact. That doesn't mean he's going to become more unbiased in his reporting. He's just got to purge because the heat is on. Everybody knows your grift, so you've got to just put it out there. Try to stay ahead of the story and say like, yeah, I guess you got me, fellas, and work from there. And hopefully people will forget. I mean, obviously, a lot of people forgot that WrestleTix used to be AEW Tix, and the company's only 5 years old. So people have short attention spans out there, and it's great to be reminded of some key things that happened during AEW's run, and this is one of them.
So speaking of Sean Ross Sapp, as you guys can see in the title, it says Sean Ross Sapp calls me out, which he didn't really do that. Maybe kind of. It's a little spicy, but hey, we need people to click who might not otherwise click. But you guys know it'll be something juicy because this has been going on forever, even though I've done my best to try and just be cordial and everything, just because I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I just want to be cool. You know what I mean? It's not worth it to do. It's always so intense and over dramatic when it comes to fucking this dude. I just report if there's fightful shit. I just say it, what their report is. And then I just move along. I just try and avoid it now because it's so just, I just don't have the energy. It's not even fun. It's like kind of weird, but either way, it's not like he just brought me up out of nowhere though. The listeners were like, well, Phil Marks said this, I don't know what exactly the listeners were saying. I'm blocked. This is the screen grab I was given. And somebody was basically saying something to him. Like basically, I believe there's like a fan debate going on about whether Dijak Stooges to Fightful or not. So Sean interjects himself, I guess. I don't think they're he's even a part of it, at least, or it says replying to him, so maybe he is. I have no idea. Scully wrestles I think he's probably in the chat right now. You know what I mean? So Jesus, everyone's going hard on the chat's going hard on.
I saw that.
So they said, Phil saw what he saw. Never mentioned him, put over Phil, SMH. This guy was just putting me over. So I guess Sean interjected himself into this conversation of this guy putting me over.
Yeah, dude, you're the worst storyteller. Can you get this thing straight? Come on.
Well, dude, I'm figuring out as I go, I'm blocked by everyone, so I can't fucking tell you. Like, I can't go and just look at Sean's shit and see what happened. Like, I got to go by screen grabs and word of mouth here, okay? Dude, I'm blocked by fucking Fightful even. Like, I can't even look at the news. I'm not even allowed to do that in this guy's world over here. So, you know what I mean? The hot news. Shout out K-Dog. But anyways, though, this, I guess Scully was putting over like, yo, Phil said this. And what I said was, I did not believe that Dijak was leaking to dirt sheets whatsoever. And then I was shown a screen grab of him talking directly to a dirt sheet. SRS is saying Phil is wrong in general, and then said, I don't need brand advice from a guy who's cosplaying another grown man on the internet. Now I got triggered by. I thought he meant me for some reason because I'm like, who am I cosplaying? But he actually meant like this because this dude's like a Joe Hendry account, like cosplay account, you know. So he's like, oh no, he's talking about me. But I responded to this, and again, I'm not getting. But Phil is wrong in general about what though? Like I don't. Well, here's my response. I said, for the record, I specifically said Dijak was not leaking stuff to Fightful Sean Ross Sapp, which I did say. I did say that flat out. It was not Fightful, the dirt sheet I saw Dijak talking to. And I also clarified, I didn't see Dijak spilling the tea on fucking storylines and intricate stuff. But what did I say? You guys can go back, pull the tape. I said that the way he's just quick to spill the beans and do every interview ever. I just talked to Alfred today. He interviewed him right away. And he even said, he's like, man, I was surprised he was so quick to do the interview. And he gave me a lot on that one. It was like, yeah, dude. He's like, I didn't even know about the seizure thing. And he just went in on the Mitchin thing and all of that. He's like, it was great. And so that's what I said in these texts that I saw with the dirt sheet, which I saw. I have the screen grab saved. It's not my place to put it out there, because then Dijak's going to be mad at Phil. No, I just started getting wrestlers on the goddamn show. I don't want wrestlers mad at me now because like, even though some of them are like by proxy, but it's just like, you know what I mean? I don't need Dijak mad at me. It's not my place. I didn't ask. I didn't snoop. I didn't dig around. I put a tweet out there saying, you guys, Dijak isn't leaking shit. Come on, that's silly. And then people hit me with DMs going, one person in particular showed me screen grab. I then saved it. If they want to put it out to the world, let them go ahead. But when Dijak was T-Bar, he was 100% talking with a fucking dirt sheet, a bunch of messages. Now, were they leaking storylines and shit? No, he wasn't that. But it was the way he's like, this should have happened and this was going to happen and this.
Right.
In these interviews, it's the same thing. And I pointed that out. So I just said, for the record, I specifically, and then I pointed out as well, it's not Fightful, I'll say that much, because that was the big accusation. So I was kind of getting fucking SRS's back, and he's saying I'm wrong in general. So he is leaking to you, Sean? Is that what you're saying then? Because I was like, dude, he's not leaking to Sean. It's not him. So, but are you saying I'm wrong then? So he is? I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. But I said also, I don't ever care to be right. I'm the clown in the corner making jokes about the shit y'all take too seriously. I'm not a news source and I don't want to be. And then I responded to this too, but I guess he wasn't talking to me. I said, and who am I cosplaying? Having a self-deprecating gimmick name is cosplaying. And I just wrote, I swear these people think I'm trying to do their jobs. I'm not. People listen to the shows I do for a reason, though. And I'm not some cult leader who has everyone under some fucking hypnosis. Like you know what I mean? It's just like, I'm making sense. I'm putting puzzle pieces together and people are listening. So if you don't like that, I'm sorry. But Sean actually didn't really go. He just said I'm wrong in general. Hey, that's fine. You know, I could say the same about you. I'm not gonna though. Whoa, calm down. But yeah, that's basically what happened. So maybe I'm wrong and he was leaking a Fightful then. And I tried to stand up for Fightful and SRS for once. And then the fucking egg's on my head for that. So there you go. Don't be a nice person is what the life lesson is from all of that. Awful. Your thoughts on my little IWC drama from today that happened at the same time Trump was fucking no-selling bullet wounds.
Listen, you should not be getting triggered like this from a person who looks like he's developed fetal alcohol syndrome.
Oh, come on now, Awful. That's not very fair, Awful.
You don't know what his mama drank. I don't know who you're talking. You know, yeah. Listen, I didn't say no names, but yeah, don't take advice from people who have a crooked smile and closed cropped eyes.
The only thing I'm blocked by is C. Jamie Earhart, Thirstcast. Hello. I don't know if we're the right people to be telling. And I'm assuming you meant cock. You can say cock. That's okay. We'll be we'll be okay. But yeah, it was what it was. And I guess, yeah, I don't care. Like he's clearly Sapp's like looking at things I'm saying and stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah, because he's a nosy motherfucker. I'll tell you that. My goodness. I mean, failed wrestling career. And I don't care how much. I don't care. Yeah, I don't care that he's donating the proceeds to charity and all that. You can do that outside the bounds of a wrestling ring and embarrassing the entire industry. Thank you.
Man, you go hard on people. Another little IWC. This got 36K impressions. I got almost 500 likes on this. So Xenia did that. Xenia does that with she's always at the pressers, like for I believe AEW and WWE, right? You hear her, she's the lady with the heavy accent you hear. You know what I mean? and she typically asks pretty good questions. I won't lie. It's, not, but this Twitter take I just found, I don't know. So at Xenia did that. She quote tweets Wrestle Talk and says, I think Stephanie Vaquer is a great wrestler, and I'll be very happy for her if she does well in WWE. But one thing I'll say is she probably shouldn't have burned all these bridges. And it's like, why? Because Dave said so. Considering how WWE treats their newly signed talent sometimes, and how a lot of the time they sign indie darlings only to never use them. And then I just quote tweeted and said she didn't burn any bridges. Meltzer said literally a day or two ago that CMLL has no problem letting talent go to sign bigger contracts, etc., when he thought she was AEW bound. Now that it's WWE, his agenda is to tarnish her name and claim she has heat, and y'all repeat the shit. And so those are my little IWC tiffies there of the week. But yeah, the more on Stephanie, I guess. So one person in WWE said Stephanie Vaquer was offered a tremendous contract because they were aware of the AEW offer. So trying to put fucking AEW over a little bit there still, even in the L. And several sources close to the situation, though, said that Stephanie Vaquer didn't seriously consider AEW at all. Which I'm inclined to believe. And then
did Tony ever give a mic to Stephanie Vaquer when she was feuding?
No, he played a vignette.
Okay. Things just make so much sense now. Like, she had this in the works for weeks. Months even. I mean, and I think Tony knew, and it was just like, let's just give her a little screen time. She's going to drop the belt.
Heading I chill. We don't gotta be denigrating to women or anything like that. But this guy's throwing out a conspiracy saying Xenia did that. Is the daughter of a very rich Russian oligarch, and I believe had known TK for a long time. Well, whatever. I don't care about that. Whatever. Do your thing. I just thought that take was awful. It was like, bro, this is the. It's right. Just we see this type of take everywhere right now. Like, everybody talks like it's 2008 WWE or whatever. It's not, bro. It's not even 2018 WWE. It's just way different. And then, this was where she was asked the question. Somebody had the clip. Everybody posted the video. So
that cracks me up too, because you're never going to burn bridge when you're, like I say all the time on this show, like when WWE is on your resume, you can burn as many bridges after you get there. If you leave the WWE, all those bridges are going to magically rebuild because they want a WWE superstar in their little high school gyms or their little, Arena Mexicos or their Corkin halls or whatever. So she's just getting started. Trust me.
Yeah, man. Here's a let's look at this. So an AEW fan, and then he's like, "Please, sir, don't take your kids to see Brock Lesnar. Please, kids, don't take don't take your kids to see Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. We need this to support real pro wrestling. Lesnar is a lazy part-timer, and Lashley is awful. May I suggest a real dream match in Kenny Omega versus Bryan Danielson? They went at it for half an hour, and Dave Meltzer gave the match a 5-star. And this guy's like, please stay away from my kids.
Daddy, I'm scared.
Is that how it'd be awful or what?
Listen, David Bixen's span looks great in that cartoon right there.
My God, bro. It's so hard.
The Bix.
Oh man, that's a good one right there. I might save that one in the bookmarks. Today on Wrestling Observer Live, Brian Alvarez announced his retirement from free Twitter. He will now only retweet website articles and interact with people who subscribe to him.
Emotional damage.
Come on, Brian. This is crazy, man. DJ Wavy D for $2. I hope SRS has a warm pillow and steps on a leg. There you go, dude. I like those.
That's great.
I like those a good old molly whopping of a roast, instead of getting, deep and dark, because it's easy to do that. It's easy to just get gross and say salacious things like he might do or one might do. Is that Bix? Neckbeards? Is that Bix?
Certainly looks like it.
And Neckbeard's a mod as well of this chat, by the way, folks. If you ever, now he's not on like the clock or anything, so don't expect much of him, but he's there for you guys. He's there too. If anybody's talking that smack, he'll go on the attack. You got
Neckbeard,
it.
I had a joke for that one, but I'll keep that one right in my hat.
Okay. AJ Styles speaks on his Noah match and Triple H's vision.
This is showing the Triple H era of what WWE is all about. It's because I'm not the only one that is wrestling in Japan tomorrow night. Io Sky is also wrestling along with myself. And that just goes to show what Triple H is trying to bring throughout the world in WWE, whether it be in Noah or somewhere else. Having the opportunity to wrestle there is big for everybody. And it just shows how we were willing and able to work together so that we all can make pro wrestling as big as we possibly can. This is
yeah, that's fucking awesome, dude. I love that.
AJ Styles is the only human being that can get away with a haircut like that. I've just like realized it's just like there is no one else who is trying. Like you know what? Just give me the fucking Karen, will you? Give me the Karen haircut.
Well, I ran Neckbeards off by bringing the moderator attention to him, and then Awful had a mean joke, and so he took off. So he's missing his screen time here, but. AEW Neckbeard screen grabbed a Dave Meltzer post, I guess, saying, just for the record, since people will be fighting about this silliness all day, NXT did 311K in 18 to 49 Tuesday, and AEW did 309K on Wednesday, so it was razor thin. He would not say this if it was the other way around, though. That's why he's a dummy. But it's just funny how he loves to play these games, and the numbers always, the goalpost constantly moves, and it is what it is, man. I'm gonna be here playing my flute and making fun of it all. But Awful, it was brought to my attention by Alfred Konua that in October there will be a head-to-head Dynamite NXT again. So I'm very much looking forward to that, because that's also Tony Khan's birth month as well. The 10th is his birthday. How do I know that? Because last year he had a meltdown on his birthday, if you don't remember. And yeah, so I'll always remember that. But yeah, when they go head to head next time, it's going to be bad, dude. It's going to be real fucking bad unless AEW turns this ship around right now. But Dynamite Dave gave some Dynamite ratings here for the Heatwave event, and I don't really care about any of them other than Kalani Sol Ruka. So he gave it 3.5 stars. So it's as good as Hogan Rock, but it's not as good as Ospreay Ricochet. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
What the fuck? Yeah. No point trying to make sense of this, but I just don't. God damn it. It's just ridiculous, this agenda he clearly has against NXT right now, which I don't blame him, I guess.
Isn't a good wrestling match something that you want to watch again?
Yeah,
because that's always been the way for me. Like that's one of my check marks for a great match. Like, would I want to see this match again? If the answer is yes, it's a great fucking match. That's how I see it.
So, let's see here. The women's Money in the Bank ladder match from last weekend was voted both the best and worst match on the Money in the Bank show by Observer readers. Observer readers somehow voted the women's Money in the Bank ladder match the best and worst match on the show. How the fuck?
There are more people. There are more people at the local bar down the road than how many people voted for these matches. I mean, come on now. We've got to stop giving credit to these low voting match polls from Dave Meltzer. Doesn't this guy have 309,000 fucking followers? And you're not even getting triple digit numbers for people voting for these things. Like, what is going on? The grift is real, and so is the downfall.
Man, and just when you think it can't get worse, he says dumb shit about like Sol Ruka and
exactly
Kalani. It's like, come on, man. Hey, buddy, H-Town Drader, just chill with the like crazy language. It's YouTube, bro. They're always rank about it. I like saying redact too, but you don't got to say it all, bro. Or I can time you out, whatever you want. Just this guy in the chat, he said, I just don't want to say it all, man. YouTube hates the stuff. He said, he said, I sell, but with an N in it. And then he said, simp. I'll say that one. And then he said, restart, restart, redact, so it's like just chill in the chat, whatever, YouTube. But yeah, if you're calling me that too, cool. You can go fuck yourself. But if you're not, then welcome. And yes, let's, if you're talking about Meltzer, welcome. grab a flute, have a good time, have a toot and a whistle. Okay, so All In, we're almost through these. I told you guys I had like a bunch of bookmarks I had to trudge through on the show, and yeah. Those in AEW claim that All In has passed 45,000 paid tickets sold and are confident that with extra time in the UK ahead of the show, that tickets will continue to move. I say it does about 45K, maybe 50 come the day. A far cry from what it was before. Awful. They don't have. So we already know we're getting. We're probably going to get like a 4-way with Garcia versus Osprey and fucking MJF or so. Like, I don't know what they're doing with all that, but we're getting Danielson versus Swerve for the title. Seems kind of like an afterthought, even though the tournament did go down. It's like like we covered it already. Danielson wasn't going to the like he's not good. He's going to these interviews going, yeah, I don't want a title match, and he's saying like I'm not gonna be able to do these main event type matches anymore, and then now he's got to do the biggest one ever. So yeah, I just I guess like your thoughts on All In coming up. What's the anticipation like? Do you think Danielson Swerve is enough to go, here's your main event, or do you think they're going to undermine him and co-main event him? Like, do you think they reach the 60K tickets, or do you think it's just the 45, which, you know, they just did in Toronto? WWE just did that in Toronto, you know? So just give me your thoughts on All In. Since
Said it last year in my yearly predictions, at the year-end predictions. I said that Wembley would not reach 55,000 tickets. I'm proving it correct. You know, having Daniel Bryan versus and I'm going to call him Daniel Bryan. I don't give a fuck. But having Daniel Bryan versus Swerve Strickland as the world championship match in All In London. I don't know. That this is starting to sound like a thrown together card. Actually, you know what this is? This is my conspiracy. I think Tony books along the lines of how many people are going to be in the stadium. He sees 40,000 people. He sees 40,000 tickets being sold. He's just like, okay, fuck him. I'm going to give him Daniel Bryan versus Swerve Strickland. That's not an engaging main event to me. But what do you want? I mean, you see these faces on the screen there? I mean, like, there is nobody on that poster that I'm interested in.
And it's like Joe, Julia Hart, and where is she? Like, where's she? And then Joe, he just got driven through a wall. And then it's like,
yeah,
you look at they're like, oh,
Edge
Jamie
is out.
Hayter's
Why did he even have Edge on there? He's
well,
on the
apparently
shelf.
they did replace him on the poster or something. But
Okay.
but then the other thing is like they're like, oh, Jamie Hayter's close to coming back and she'll have a spot on the card. And it's like she hasn't been on TV in fucking so long. Yeah, it's like, dude, so you give her a spot and then what? Like there's not, you didn't build to nothing, man. And I know she's hurt. I'm not blaming her. It's just
the second they become lukewarm in AEW is the second that Tony Khan has no need for him, because it doesn't figure into his plans with Will Ospreay and whatever he got going on with Monet. I mean, Julia Hart was one of the flavors of the month just 3 months ago. Then it was Willow Nightingale was the flavor of the month. Then Chris Statlander. Then Tony, and then it's just like all downhill from here. I mean, what do you want from a guy who just earned nothing in his life? What can be said?
Meltzer said what we talked about this a little before. He says, well, people have been thinking that if TNT loses the NBA, they'll need AEW more. The reality is they've already signed 5 new major sports deals, and they have. I tried to tell everybody, man. So Sean Ross Sapp, am I typically wrong about this or whatever? Or am I usually wrong or whatever the fuck he said about me? No,
he said generally wrong.
Generally. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, maybe. No, but I mean, I said it, dude. NBA money doesn't mean, oh, we'll give it to AEW. AEW is not a fucking sport. They don't look at it like a sport, dude. And they don't do sporting events. It's not a sporting event, really. It's just like a TV show that they do in big empty buildings. Like, I don't understand it. So, yeah, it's, I mean, we can go through it all. They got college men's and women's basketball. They got fucking NASCAR. They got fucking everything, right? Major League Baseball, NHL. They got everything going on. So that's
all these deals were done early.
Yeah,
these weren't late day deals. These weren't like the 11th hour deals being made. No, these were done in a timely manner. And what's happening with AEW is not happening in a timely manner. And that's why they're not going to get no deal. If they haven't gotten a deal, then they're not. What makes you think that the days gone by are going to make things better for AEW and getting a deal?
If I don't see anything about it, if I don't see anything about it on the 15th in 2 days, I'm gonna be pissed at Dose because he's been telling me for months. He's like, watch that day, man. That's when you're gonna fucking know.
Right
Like,
before he rolled, I wanted to ask him, like, how will this news get to us? You know what I mean? How will
we know? You know?
How will we know? You probably have to check the press releases. You may have to go. We may have to start digging into the Variety Twitter account, and I'm trying to think of the other ones. But there are a few like legitimate entertainment Twitter accounts out there and social medias out there that will probably give up some sort of information at least by next Friday. If that July 15th date is correct. Now, I've also been told that that date was supposed to be July 1st because that's the ending of the second quarter in business and the beginning of the third quarter in business. And so it would make sense to like, hey, listen, if we don't have you down by Q2, don't look for us in Q3.
So Meltzer said the quiet part out loud. AEW is hot-shotting pay-per-view caliber matches on free TV in hopes on getting the ratings up. Tony Khan afraid of WBD not renewing them, pardon me.
You know, I think that the next 2 weeks TV will be big, and then
damn it,
I'm sure
he's tough to look at.
It's going to load everything up at least until the contract is signed. I don't think, you know, I mean, this is like, you know, this is contract year and it wasn't the greatest, but right now.
No, it's amazing because like WWE was such a pile of shit for years.
Man, what the fuck? We listened to this before, but like,
I know.
So silly.
Just declined year over year, collapsing. And then all of a sudden it's contract year.
Collapsing how though? Like it wasn't collapsing, just the creative was shit.
And magically they're way up and they signed this great deal. And then here we are with AEW. I mean, it's their contract year and it's been a rough one. It's been a rough one.
It's been tough. They lost a lot of interest because, you know, and I think most of it's because WWE got hot, you know, and took the 18 to 34s.
I'm sure that's the main.
So I don't get like, so because WWE got hot, AEW, like, no, Dave, like, why can't they just say this stuff is bad? Like, why can't they just say it? It drives me insane. Dave Scherer responds and says, so only about 150 people are left voting in his polls. And this was to the poll we read earlier. That definitely explains the price increase. I hope giving away what was left of his credibility was worth it for Mr. Shoe Polish. Now go and get your fucking shine box. So here's your buddy, Brandon Thurston. Ric Flair is finished with AEW for now. Drink sponsorship ended. And Thurston quote tweeted it and said, the press release from November 2 announced Ric Flair had signed a multi-year deal with AEW, but it didn't even last a year. So what's up with that?
Spent all that money on marketing. I'm talking about Ric Flair's company. Spent all that money on marketing. Did the numbers, saw that they probably weren't selling one more drink than what they had before. You know what I mean? So it was just like, all right, let's cut this cord.
So in other news, as you guys can see, CJ Perry looking fine as wine in this picture.
What's going on with that leg, though? What's happening here?
I don't know. CJ Perry says WWE is the greatest franchise in the world. And like the whole time she was in AEW, she was always tweeting reactions to WWE shit. It was so weird. I noticed it all the time. Like she was always like, are you guys watching Raw and shit? It's like, aren't you signed to AEW? For real, I'm not kidding, man. And it's like, so go back and look, fact check me on that. So is Miro so Meltzer said what, brings it up and says, so is Miro still getting paid his full salary to chill at home in Bulgaria? Because that's like, she left Miro, I guess, or whatever. I don't want to speculate on that. And then she's been in America. He's in Bulgaria. And he's just not wrestling. Like he's just turning down Tony Khan's shit creative or whatever, riding his contract out Goldberg style before it comes up, and he's got to go back to WWE to make Rusev Day happen again.
Do you think he's got to fill in a certain amount of dates And that he's not doing that
No,
because
no,
he's
no.
turning
I
down the
think
booking. Okay.
no. I think if he's not injured, they can't freeze it. I think Tony's dumb enough to make a deal like that, and I don't think it's dates based. I think it's years.
That's
with
true, and
recruits.
he did come in like in the early stages of AEW when he thought like when there was going to be rainbows and honey and all that
Exactly.
bullshit.
So CJ Perry, aka Lana, has high praise for WWE's Liv Morgan talks, AEW exit, and what's next. And yeah, she's obviously looking forward to going back to WWE. And I don't know if Meltzer said what knows that Miro and her are split. I think also Lana was seen like dating Damian Priest as well. So I don't know how that all works out. But yeah, she's no longer with AEW, which seems to be the trend as of late. Any thoughts on her leaving AEW or her little, like, what did she even do there? She was there for like 4 months and just was on TV 3 times. What was that all about?
She didn't do too much, did she? I remember her last. I'm sorry, I'm eating.
No,
I remember her last appearance was knocking on Tony Khan's door. And
then she
walking in,
never did shit again, did she?
Nope,
she asked
never,
for her release.
Yeah. That's exactly what it was.
Oh my god, she asked for her fucking release, man.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's hilarious, dude. Oh my god, Tony Khan booked her. The last we saw her on AEW TV, she walks into his office all sly. The next thing, she's not with the company. He showed her asking for her release on television. Jesus Christ. That is fucking hilarious. Oh my god. We talked about AJ Styles before, or say that one last. So Camille Brick, Awful. Did you see the clip of Eric Bischoff responding to me on his podcast? I sent him like a super chat, and I don't know. I talked about Camille and all of that, and he popped me really hard. Because I was like, "Yo, Camille and Megan Bain have been sitting at home since 2023," and Stephanie Vacquer came in and was more over than Monet and is going to the big leagues. And then Bischoff looks at the camera and he goes, "Well, hey," he's like, "I'm not going to call the pot." He's like, "I'm not going to be the pot calling the kettle black on having guys sit at home." It fucking popped me so hard, dude. Right. It was really good. That's why I love Easy, man. Doesn't take himself too seriously. But Camille tweeted this out July 12th. So this was yesterday. Soon. So, and then last we heard, she was literally tweeting publicly like, "Yeah, I don't know what's going on with whatever," basically, And I remember when she said that she signed with 3 letters and we'll know soon. Everybody's like, it's obviously AEW. And then even Fightful did a report saying she's with AEW. And that was like a long time ago, man. So now she's soon. So like, does this mean she's coming soon? Or does that mean they've been telling her soon? Soon. Don't worry, soon. I don't know what it is, but damn, to have Megan Bain and Camille sitting on the fucking... Megan Bain is like otherworldly hottie. You know what I mean? And she's got size and power. She's one of these girls that, WWE is going to obviously try and scoop her up one of these days, but they've just been sitting at home for a long ass time. And I'm never going to hate on that, but soon she's got to tweet things out like this. Like, why does she have to tweet things out like this to get attention on, hey, can I come to work? Like, that's crazy, So your thoughts on that? Wait, hold on. Before we get your thoughts, joining us, guys, right now, former WWE superstar, former TNA wrestler, I guess superstar is what they call them, my friend and yours, the Blueprint, Matt Morgan is here. Round of applause for Matt Morgan.
Wow, man. What are you talking cool?
What's up, AEW full? How do I say that? A-full wrestling? How do I say
Awful wrestling.
Tremendous.
Awful wrestling.
I'm a big fan of yours as Phil's, by the way.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Cool to hear. Thank you.
You're not going to get any heat being on with old Awful there, are you, Matt?
I don't give a shit. He's hilarious.
I love it.
Let's
what an
go.
endorsement.
Let's go, man. Yeah, I don't give a shit. He's hilarious. Matt Morgan. What a great endorsement. But Matt, shed some insight as a talent here. I don't know if you can, but Megan Bain, she's been getting paid to sit at home for like a year now, it seems like, however long. Camille, more or less the same. She has to tweet out cryptic shit like soon to get attention to come go to work. What's your thoughts on that?
So I saw that. So Camille's under AEW contract.
Yes, she has been for a long time, since
crap.
2023. Yeah.
So one of Camille's biggest marks. I'm friends with her husband, very good friends. He's another one, like myself, that beat our addiction. Mine was painkillers, and his was alcohol. And I wrestled him. He was still a functioning addict at the time when I wrestled him. I'm very proud of him. He beat his addiction, and so I became good friends with. At least I thought. With Camille, I had no clue though, because I don't ask like these my friends questions. Hey, are you with this person? Are you with this company? Or you're not with this company? I had no idea she was signed under AEW. So hold up. Camille signed with AEW and they've not even put her on TV yet? Are you fucking kidding me?
I know. It's insane, man.
She's a monster. A monster.
Yep.
And I know that this phrase gets probably overstated when you see a very statuesque and very muscular female talent. They say, "Oh, this is this generation's of China," but like she is all that in the dip with it. She's the whole package, as we've seen, and she can wrestle any style. She can keep up with anybody in the ring, no matter what their style is, where they're from. And I was shocked to see that. As soon as she was told me that she was on the AEW contract and she wasn't like wrestling, what the fuck? What are we doing here?
Yeah, Matt. And each passing day, her and no offense to Camille, her star is going to fall because of her because Tony's not showing the star. He's not shining the light on anything.
You're right, bro. So not being on TV, you're 100% correct. And she took a gamble because she was the it girl for she was the it person for NWA. She after Nick Aldis left, she along with my boy her husband were the only reasons I was watching any kind of NWA.
Wow.
Right. And
same.
Right? Because they're both very, very, very talented. And you get like the muscularity and the size of both of them, and you're like, well, how are they not in WWE? So you know what? Let's let Tony squander her because she does not belong there. She belongs in WWE. I've been saying it for like years now. I've tweeted, I've emailed. I sound like a Mark saying that. Matt Bloom, Hunter, Sean, and everybody else I could possibly email and say, how are you guys not signing this girl yet? Sign her. She's an absolute monster. And she does good business, despite what you saw on what's the name of that reality show that NWA did? I did watch it. It was very good, by the way.
Was it good? I didn't watch it. I was super into Power, but
you should watch it. It's a good reality show that they did that spotlights that company and really Billy putting all of his money into this company, which I bless him for doing it, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, she's a freaking monster of a talent.
Yeah, I agree. Speaking of which, did you ever come across a Billy Corgan? Like, are you familiar with him in any like working capacity or anything like that?
Just when he would come to the shows, but like I was with TNA, but like he was not in charge yet. Didn't come. He was not part of the writing team or none of that other shit. It was just holy shit. Billy Corgan's backstage smashing pumpkins. This is awesome, kind of a thing. But it's different than how I would have reacted. Taking a picture with LeBron James in his rookie year when I was still on SmackDown at the time, or anybody like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So AJ Styles, he went over to Japan to work a match. We looked at what he said about Triple H's vision for expanding, pro wrestling all over the world and everything like that. And he wrestled the match with Murafuji. I haven't watched it yet. I'm gonna have to dig it up somewhere.
So you guys are gonna be proud of me. I actually just watched it like maybe 20 minutes ago. I swear to God.
Wow.
And so AJ.
Go ahead, sorry.
No. Sorry, you. I think you were cutting out there for a sec. What were you saying there, Matt?
I just saw it. It was on YouTube about 20 minutes ago.
Oh,
it's
okay,
an insane match. You will have to watch this. It's an insane fucking match, and AJ puts him over strong, even though AJ wins. But AJ does business like he always does, and makes somebody look like $1 million. And I know that from firsthand experience. When he like dragged my big jacked ass into the ring millions of times for TNA and got me ready to wrestle for the World Heavyweight Championship. AJ was always the guy that they would put me against to get me ready for the world title on television. And he's so god darn good at getting other talents over, even when he wins, which he does versus Marufuji in that match. It's an amazing match. You all have to watch it. You have to watch it. Go on YouTube.
I'm going to. Yeah, I'm not, dude. I'm the biggest mark ever. I'm gonna watch it 100%. What? So yeah, like you just put him over in the ring. What was AJ like? You know, a lot of people compare him. He's this generation's Shawn Michaels, if you will. You know, I've heard praise that high. Do you agree with that?
100%. I'm gonna give you a different perspective that not many people are willing to say because they love AJ and I love AJ. He's a very close personal friend of mine. I'm not saying to sound like a mark, but like he is. He's a good buddy of mine. Of course, my campaigns when I run for re-election, he's a personal friend, right? He roots me on as I do him. And so with that perspective, I'm going to give you the Shawn Michaels perspective of people when they talk about how competitive Shawn was, and same with AJ, to try to make the same, you know what I mean, line here. So like I did this, oh God, what was it? In TNA, we did some like cage match where it was like us at the time I was Ric Flair's bodyguard and part of Fortune at TNA. And there's like 5 of us at this cage match versus like 5 ECW originals.
Okay.
And I was supposed to like go for my carbon footprint bicycle kick essentially, and Stevie Richards is supposed to move. I'm supposed to pump kick the door to the steel cage. The steel cage door is supposed to come flying open somehow and blast off its hinges. So I go to do it, and dude, the fucking door doesn't budge. Does not budge, and I jammed my knee up in the process. I think I fucked my knee up. I can't even hardly walk at this point. And I finished the match, and we had like we have like people that have to be eliminated from this match at this point. That was supposed to open up the door to start eliminating folks. And anyways, after the match is done, AJ, like in front of the whole company, starts chewing my ass out backstage, going, "What the fuck?" Like I should say that because he doesn't curse. He goes, "What?" AJ, instead of saying "fuck," would always say "freak," and go, "What the freak?" Like with like bass in his voice. It was always so funny. But he's a good Christian boy. He never cursed ever. So we did, like when you see him cursing in WWE now, he's come a long way, you know. So anyways, long story short, he's going bananas on me backstage, and I'm like, dude, I'm not the one that set the cage up, bro. I'm the 300 pounds, and I kicked it as hard as I could. If it did come off the hinges, it ain't on me, brother. And so like the not the pyro guy, but like our different techs that were supposed to set the cage up apologized for it and said, you know, maybe we should have walked through it. We should have made it better. It's our fault, you know. Anyways, long story short, the next day because that was a pay-per-view. It was a very big pay-per-view for us. It was like the all cage pay-per-view, if I remember correctly, that TNA stupidly did, where every match was a cage match. Lockdown, I think.
TNA Lockdown, yeah.
Yeah, where no cage match was different from the one before, but I'll digress. And Judy bag on a fucking fork. And so I next day, like creative was like, "Hey, that was really great how you handled yourself." I go, "What do you mean?" Like, well, you stood your ground to AJ, but at the same time, like he looked like a jerk for yelling at you like that. I go, "Well, he's my friend. I'm not trying to make him look like a jerk, obviously, you know."
Yeah.
And like, well, listen, you showed that you're a professional and that you can take criticism and you don't get butthurt over it, essentially is what they said. And next thing I knew, I was in line for a world title shot. I'm not joking. I'm not exaggerating. That was then what started to build was me versus Jeff Hardy, if fans will remember, which was stupidly booked because they put Jeff Hardy as a heel and me as a fucking face, which is dumber than dirt.
I love that you just are willing to say it. For $2, Jamie.
Bro, I'm 7 feet tall, 320 pounds. I should
Yeah.
never be a baby face, but I'll digress.
And Jeff's like such a beloved baby face. But in my opinion, AJ is better than Michaels. Is a $2 super chat from Jamie Earhart. AJ is better than Michaels. So I mean, that's your. I mean, that's all subjective. I mean, that's like arguing like Flair versus Michaels as well. There's just certain guys to me that.
Guys, you both a question?
Yes.
So let's throw AJ back in that Attitude Era. Here's the difference. AJ would not curse. He's a good Christian boy, like I just said to you earlier. So
Yes.
AJ would not have done the things that Sean did that had to push the business forward. I hate to say forward, but it was pushing it forward with his crassness, right? Sean's pointing to his crotch.
Oh, you mean AJ wouldn't shoot Stomp Vader in the face and yell at him on pay-per-view? Is that what you mean? I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
I'm not saying they wouldn't do that. Okay, I'm saying I'm talking about crotch chops. I'm talking about strip poker. I'm talking about things that are not very Christ-like.
Jimmy B says, "Hey man, I was there for that feud. I love you both." In regards to the Jeff Hardy, Matt Morgan feud there. So there you go. Jimmy B loves you, man. Jimmy B's in our chat. He's a loyal PWT member of the PWT universe, and he loves you, dude. He's marking out hard every time you're here, man.
Hey, Jimmy, good to hear from you. Thanks for saying that, brother. And hopefully keep watching this show because this is my guy, Phil Marks.
Yes, let's go. And so yeah, let's hear what AJ has to say. So before we played the clip, pardon me, of him saying, you know, this is Triple H's vision for wrestling. I got to watch this match here, and yeah, let's play. I guess this is his words after.
A lot of Japanese matches get 5-star ratings from people that really don't matter, but when you watch it back, you understand because it's always the fans.
Bang bang.
That make the match. It's not the wrestlers. We're just there, and the fans always make the best matches.
So yeah, man, people, a lot of people getting 5 stars that don't really matter. That's some pretty tough and stiff talk, I would say. No,
it is, and he's dead on with that comment. And again, you guys have got to see his match versus Mayor Fuji. It's so.
I'm gonna watch it when this is done here. David Shear says AJ Styles just blasted the shoe polish off of the top of that clueless, arrogant prick Uncle Dave's head. He ain't wrong either. Meltzer knows what a 5-star match is to a small portion of the fan base. He has no clue what appeals to the masses, and makes money. Dave Scherer with another brilliant roast of Meltzer there.
Dig it.
Yeah, you're. So Matt Morgan, your thoughts on we were talking about before, All In. Like London, the hype last year was real. I'll admit that. This year, though, any hype surrounding it? Are you looking forward to it? What are your thoughts? They're saying it'll sell 45K, which is still a huge accomplishment, but it's not like the 82 or whatever they claim last time.
But that's where they're at right now with ticket sales. They're
right.
Gonna, obviously. And yeah, I am hyped for it. I'll watch it. Because listen, with AEW, there's always going to be very impressive wrestling matches. The problem is always the storylines. But the same token, as I said that, like the Mariah May, Tony Storm storyline, we can make fun of it all we want. At the same time, that was a long-term storyline, and we're seeing it finish or go in the direction that it's going right now. And we got to be fair. We can't just bash Tony all the time, 24/7. Even though I wish I could.
Damn, we can't.
Yeah, Awful's like, what? That's what I'm doing. That's my whole gimmick. Like,
you and me both.
Well, yeah, man. It's I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of things, a lot of stories being left on the table.
Can I ask you a question, Matt?
There is.
Because I think a lot of people in the chat would like to know.
Sure.
You've been in professional wrestling. What is the mindset of a professional wrestler when they're not being sent out of catering and into the ring week after week after week? How does one get into that mindset to get out of that mindset? You know what I mean? Like, what do you have to do? Or is it something as simple as going to Tony Khan like, listen, brother, you're not using me, use me? Or do you have to play a political game? What could it be? Just in general. Two avenues to take. One, ignore it and keep eating great catering and something changes. Or two, like I used to do with Vince, go knock on that motherfucker's door and say, hey, look,
Is there anything we're going to do with me? If there's not, let me know, because there's other things I could be doing with my time and my talents. And I would say that to Vince when, like, I didn't have the right to be doing it. I was still new and a rookie at the time. Brock had quit. Nathan just quit. Nathan Jones, my tag partner at the time, my first run up with SmackDown. But I always thought people would appreciate somebody that's aggressive in wanting to obviously get booked on TV. That should be obvious. And any promoter should not want somebody on their roster, in my personal opinion, that doesn't want to get booked. So, like, yes, they should be lining up at Tony's office to go talk to him. 100%. You're right. Yes.
Well, apparently the story came out that there is like lineups outside of Tony's office all the time every week, and just no one's really getting dealt with. Yeah, like what happens if that's the case? What do? You just say, fuck it, I'm going home?
Can I tell you why that's good news? Because that means there's a plethora, like that word, of from Three Amigos, I learned it as a kid, a plethora of talents that are going to say what they say to Tony, and he's gonna say yes or no, or hey, you guys gotta be patient. And when their contracts run up, they're gonna go to WWE. Watch.
Yeah.
And listen to me. And some of those, like, look at the veterans we saw that turned up at NXT and turned their complete careers around. We're watching it right now with two of those talents.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Like,
And
right?
Definitely.
Yeah. How do you feel about AEW seemingly like saying, okay, we're going to do MJF Ospreay next week? And Andrew Zarian was talking about, oh, there's going to be a mega main event. He said that a few weeks ago, and that's what it is. They're doing Ospreay, MJF, free TV, trying to pop a rating. Would you do that, Matt? Like, what do you make of all that?
No, of course I wouldn't. I make people pay to see that, obviously. Like, that's a very big match. At the same time, the ratings are drowning, right? Like, they can't get above 1,000 rating lately, 700,000 viewers at least. So I see why they would do it, to bump those ratings and be hopeful that moving forward it'll be above 800,000, right? But at the same time, if I'm fucking like MJF's being paid a lot of money. When you get paid that kind of fuck you Oprah money, like which MJF's getting, God bless it. I'm so happy for him for it. But at the same time, I was hoping he was going to go to WWE. If I really was, because WWE is not the same place it was. Now that I'm not just saying that as a WWE like ass kisser. I don't give a fuck about that company. I don't work there. I'm not going there. I'm not going to the Hall of Fame or anything like that. Why do I have no reason to kiss their ass. I'm an elected official. Why do I care? Right? So I say that like to set it off with the fact that that is the big time at the end of the day. And I do think because Vince is no longer there and Hunter's there, that they're willing to, as we see with Joe Hendry and other TNA talents, if they're willing to do that with those talents, what the fuck could they do with them and MJF?
Yeah.
Like, they wouldn't make him wait and pay his, quote unquote, pay his dues. How bad does he want it? NXT duty for the next year. They wouldn't do that to him. I really don't believe they would. They bring him right to the main roster and they put him in a very spotlight situation. And I was wishing he was going to go there because they'll use him right. They'll put a mic in his hand and let him do his thing.
You know who they put him up first?
What's
they
that?
put him up against. They should put him up if he were to go to WWE. His first feud needs to be against The Miz. That's a veteran who's going to teach him a thing or two, and get him on his way to superstardom.
Good for you for even acknowledge, because listen, internet wrestling fans shit on Miz that he is a good high work
fuck
rate.
that. We love the Miz here, dude.
There's a 5-star matches. Jerk.
It's not about that.
It's not
Nobody
about that.
flying fuck about any of that. That doesn't draw money. What draws money is people with interesting characters and developed storylines, right? And you're right. MJF, and especially Miz, always finds a way to figure out how to do that. And so long, and he's improved as a wrestler. You say what you want about him. And so, long story short, that would be an incredible feud. I agree with you on that.
Yeah, no doubt. We got a super chat here. Jamie Earhart for $5 says, I am subscribed to Mr. Morgan's YouTube show, but it seems I should be paying more attention. This dude is awesome. Morgan for president. Thank you so much. And Matt, we might need a new president after Trump got grazed by a bullet and no-sold it. We got people saying, it's a conspiracy, Phil. He went under the table and he fucking did the blade job, and it was
did the gig.
Yeah. So what do you think about that happening? I mean, you don't need to get ultra political or anything, but just he's a former WWE Hall of Famer, so it's topical.
So get the fuck out of here. It was a setup. Come on. Oh, Morgan, you're a Trump supporter, so of course you're a Republican. Of course you're going to say that. Listen, I'm in a role that's like considered nonpartisan as a city elected official. The pothole down the street doesn't give a flying fuck if you're a Republican or Democrat. It just wants to
There you have it.
It just wants to get fucking fixed, and that's what I do best. So, but people that do that, I watched the whole rally. I watched it in its full context, and for any moron out there thinks that this dude took a fucking bullet to his ear, just because age 70, late 70s. Come on,
Dummy. Yeah.
Thank you for that. That was perfect, actually.
It was wild, man. It's wild in 2024 that sort of thing's happening in America, though. Wouldn't you say? Like,
I was terrified. Absolutely. If this was Joe Biden that had a bullet whiz past his ear, I'd be very pissed because that's our president. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's amazing what not sighting your gun will do. I'm being just being real. I mean, that's exactly what happened. You know what I mean? Like, whoever tried to pull this off did not sight their weapon. I'm not saying they should. I'm just saying, like, because there's a lot of people that are like, oh my God, this wasn't work. This no.
Yeah,
Things
it's crazy.
like
People thought he went under the table and did the blade like fucking punked it at Wembley.
Dude, I know a guy who's got a graze wound on the very top of his head. Okay, so it happens,
bro. So number one, the guy that there's somebody that was shot and killed.
Yeah, really.
That took the shot. Number one.
Yeah.
And number two, like the Secret Service took way too long to get his ass off stage. I was shocked how long it took them.
Right.
But you saw the guys in camo get up there.
Yep.
It's legit. But still, nonetheless, I still can't believe that happened. I hate to say it this way, but I've been predicting since 2018-ish that eventually somebody is going to take a shot at him.
Yeah.
And it did happen, and luckily it wasn't fatal. But again, anybody in America should not be like, yeah. But unfortunately, we're seeing people like saying, yeah, and it is what it is. Because again, oh, you're a Republican, Morgan, so of course you're going to say that. No, again, I repeat, this is Joe Biden. I'd fucking rate if somebody took a shot at our goddamn president.
Man, it's pretty crazy. But the headlines coming out are that, like, Biden reached out to Trump and that he's just looking forward to his next, and then Trump's looking forward to his next like rally in Milwaukee or whatever. So I don't know. It's pretty crazy. Like that.
Hopefully there's some bulletproof glass up there or something, because look, after that debate, all right, and we saw what we all saw, and it sucked. I felt terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible for our president, rather. I felt terrible for him. I did. I really did. It wasn't fun to watch. It was terrible in that debate. And I felt horrible that people are pushing him into this position. I'm like, you fucking leeches.
Yeah.
This poor guy's wanted to be president his whole life. He's finally got it, and he can't even enjoy it because he's, going through what he's going through, whatever that something may be. And I feel horrible for him. And I don't know who's making him do it, pushing him into doing it, but there are other options. You know what I mean? In that party, and I don't know why they're not taking it, but I'll digress.
Yeah, goddamn, man. What a crazy, crazy time to be alive. Well, boys, I got to thank you guys for joining me. I've been on for almost 4 hours here. So I know
4
Matt,
hours?
Yes,
4
I know
hours?
you got to the party a little late tonight, man, which is unfortunate, but you're welcome on any time, bro. I'll throw you a link every single time I go live, and you just open door with you, Matt, and you're welcome to come in anytime. But yeah, I also did like 3 other interviews today, so I'm
Who else did you do interview?
Oh, I talked to I had Alfred Konua from Forbes.
That's my boy. So he used to do my Wrestling Inc. podcast. I used to do.
Yeah, he was talking about it, and
he's funny.
Yeah, he's that's my guy too. Is the second time on my show, and so it wasn't actually really an interview. The first time I talked to him was an interview, and then we just shot the shit and had a bunch of laughs on this one. And then who else? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
He's hilarious. Can we not all agree that if all your listeners have not already subscribed to Alpha Pro Wrestle Clips, rather, you're missing out because he's fucking hilarious.
Yes. So at Pro Wrestling Bits on YouTube, and I'm gonna be over there on that channel doing some stuff as well in the near future. So I'm looking forward to that. And then I talked to Chris Connor from the Last Call podcast as well, and we talked some MMA, pro wrestling stuff. And then I interviewed Killer Kelly, TNA Knockout.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was really fun, and that'll come out probably not this week, coming up at the week after, and it'll be a little more timely. And so I'm just doing that. I'm embracing the grind, bro. You know what I mean? As some would say in the biz. And but while you gents are here, everyone knows where to find me at Pro Wrestle Times and at Pro Wrestle Clips, both on YouTube. Check me out. But Awful, why don't you let the good folks know like where they can find you and let them know what you got going on, and maybe tell Matt Morgan a little bit about the book you're cooking slowly but surely.
Sure. AEWFUL Wrestling on Twitter. I run the poisonous Death of AEW Twitter account. I'm sure like most wrestlers who are afraid to follow me back, it's quite all right. But you guys can check me there at on Toonie Talk Wrestling every Tuesday at 8 as well, right here on youtube.com. And check me out. Awesome to have you on the show, Matt. That was awesome. This is awesome.
Hey, brother, I'm gonna find you on Twitter, right, and follow you back.
Oh my God, you'll be the very first professional wrestler. Yeah, you may not get work. You may not get work anymore.
Yeah, man. People, Awful's like the fucking Black Plague, man. People just avoid this dude.
Phil, hang on. I'm an old man. I'm retired. I'm elected official. I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna work ever again. I'm fine with that.
Hey, Matt, can you take care of a few parking tickets that I got going?
I think what you say. Listen, I said this to Phil last time I was on his show. Both of you, like, people just think like you're hating for sport because it gets clicks, and you're not doing it. You're trying to direct traffic to the truth, so that this company does what we were promised it was supposed to do. And we all freaking had boners about it when they first started the company. We're like, oh my God, this is incredible. This is where the business is headed into the future, and this is amazing. They got some great signees starting off. Oh my God, we're supporting it. And then they lost that message somewhere along the way, where they all worked Tony for $1 million contracts, and now it is what we see what it is. Unfortunately, it sucks, and I hate saying that. Right? It sucks because we all need competition. WWE especially needs competition. We saw what just AEW starting off did for them. It created higher contract values to WWE contracted talent that maybe WWE was thinking about, maybe not, re-signing, but now they are to high contract status, right? So for that reason, thank you, AEW. But you got to get back to your original message of quote unquote changing the world. Well, then get back to doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Adapt or die. Adapt or die, because the whole landscape of wrestling has changed in just the last 3 years, and Tony has not been able to adapt to that.
Yeah, and he never innovated anything either. Not to just pile on top, but I pointed out all the time, like, he's always copying what other people have done or what WWE starts doing. He could have been, when Kevin Dunn was fucking up the production in WWE and everyone was shitting on it, Tony could have been the one wheeling out drones and doing all this cool stuff. But instead, he was just copying what the fuck WWE was doing, and that's not what we wanted, man. It's so ridiculous.
He had... Go ahead, Matt.
I'm sorry, Awful. Great call. That's an amazing call, right? Like the camera shots, the how you light up your audience, how you show them. Look, that's a great call, actually.
Yeah.
And we're seeing WWE eating the fruits of that labor now with the new person they have in there now from ESPN, right? Like, it looks night and day different how they shoot the show. the whole context of the show looks completely different now that he's there. And it's an amazing additive to that show. But back to AEW, it's, again, at the end of the day, they're supposed to be the alternative, and they think 5-star matches is what the alternative is, and it's not.
Because you can get
5-star
that in WWE.
Bro, 5-star matches is what satiates a certain demographic that are pro wrestling fans. That will never grow your product, though. Storylines does that. Characters.
5-star matches is not a metric outside of somebody's mind. You know what I'm saying? It's all subjective.
Yeah.
I said earlier, Matt, that a 5-star match to me is something that I want to watch over and over and over again. That's a 5-star match to me. Anything rewatchable, any wrestling match.
Awful, man. Your question. Would you agree or disagree that a Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker at WrestleMania, their first match, would be something like that?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Easily.
Yeah, without
Hey,
question.
that was a match that surprised me because I thought it was, no offense to either competitor, but I was just like, it's going to be, a match.
Yeah.
It was.
Man, Rock
better.
Hogan is like that at WrestleMania 8. Cody Roman's like that at this past WrestleMania for me.
Bret Hart versus the 1, 2, 3 Kid. I mean, good grief. There's so many great matches.
Good call. That was a great call.
Yeah. So, well, Matt, thank you for popping in too, and let the good folks know where they can find you. And don't take it any. I know you're just here to hang out, my good friend.
No.
But that's just it. We're good friends, and what I do is tell my good friends to plug their goddamn shit. So, Matt, the Blueprint, plug what you got going on.
Nope, we're good. We're good, brother.
Okay, fair enough. What a class act, this guy here. Appreciate you so much. Round of applause for my people who came in to hang out with me here. Times. And I appreciate you boys for hanging out with me, folks. I'm gonna do like an hour-long live stream tomorrow, like a members only one, so it's like 99 cents. Become a member to that YouTube channel, and just sometimes you'll get me popping in with extra little shows and nuggets and a little more extra information as far as like what I got going on that I might keep a little vague on socials, just to, the sizzle to the steak. We're trying to sell the damn thing here. So appreciate you all, chat, for hanging out with me tonight. Appreciate you, Matt Morgan, Awful, of course, Dose, and everybody else who came to hang out tonight. You're all the best. And with that, I leave you all with the GOAT himself, Chris Jericho.
I look and see it's not just me. So many others have stood where I stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. They call us problem child. We spent our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. Let me get wild. Yeah.